When the facts get twisted and the lies stack tall, my red, white, and blue heart starts at answering the call. Question everything. Don't swallow the lies they try to sell. 'Cause sometimes logic fails and it drags this nation straight to hell. Conspiracy analysts digging for the truth they try to hide. We the people stand together with our hands on hearts and full of pride. This is my home, my blood, my heritage, my sacred ground. My country's not for sale, and we'll never back down.
What is up? What is up, folks? What is going on tonight? Damn, I see you in the chat, Miss Nosy. Adam said he'd kick it off in 3 minutes. It's been 5. Y'all ain't a little bit anxious, are you? You know I'm always a few minutes behind. Shit. Anyway, we got him here again. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Jon Bray, been on everybody's lips lately. Everybody been talking about Jon Bray. How you been doing, buddy?
I've been busy.
Oh, I know you have been.
The Lord has been blessing us, so we've been.
Hey,
we've
there ain't
been
nothing wrong
burning
with
it
that.
both ends.
There you go. There you go. Been it's been like, I don't know, it's been within a few days, I think, of a month since we did this last, and everybody kept asking, and I kept saying, yeah, I'm gonna have to get him on here. I'm gonna have to get him on here every time some little piece of news would drop, you know. So, and I think a lot of people are starting to, of course, there's some that'll never understand, but I think a lot of people are starting to understand how she's playing this game now. You know, with the little breadcrumbs here and there. So, we definitely want to talk about some of that stuff. I know everybody wants to hear about all the more recent stuff and whatever else we come up with. You know how it is. I don't usually have much of a game plan or structure. I just like to go where it goes. So go with the flow. You've been working on anything in particular lately? Anything new or you know, just besides YouTubing it and your store?
Just a lot of stuff in the background. You know, what everybody sees is usually like, I don't know, 30 days kind of cooked. I don't like to rush anything. I like to like, you know, let it marinate a little bit. And I've learned that through this, like sometimes, like so much of this stuff that I put out, man, like October, November, just went right over people's heads, and now people are like all over it. So it's like I'm starting to understand.
That's the game Candace figured out. You can't just dump, you know.
You can't dive off into it. Yeah, people get overwhelmed, right? You got to creep them into it. Yeah. I'm not good at that. I'm not a good creeper.
I'm the same way. I got that ADHD brain. Shit, I want to skip all the middle. I want to get to the, you know.
Yeah.
Screw the storyline. I want to hear I want to just jump right to the last chapter or maybe even the last paragraph.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, all the other little details are important. They end up.
Oh, and something like this, it's what thing's made of.
Yeah, but as much as I don't like, I can barely remember people's names, but you know, it took a lot of people to kind of like make this bizarre thing happen.
Right.
So it's important to kind of get an understanding of the people that were in and around the situation, people that were close to Charlie, like, because if you don't have that mindset, like you don't have that understanding that he was basically in a den of vipers, like it makes it really hard for you to believe what happened could happen.
Yeah, you'll end up with another Fed slop narrative. I mean, they came out, that was hit. He was the guy, you know. This is the one guy and nobody else, and we end up with where we're at now. I'm like you. I mean, I've got a feeling that there really wasn't anybody, or at least much of anybody around him that he could even really should have considered a friend.
Yeah. And I think
Yeah.
that's just the reality of becoming influent. Like once you become a high, you know, and the kind of the charter of political spectrum, you start to not to be able to trust anyone around you.
Right.
Like people
Yeah.
people that pursue that sort of power, they tend to be untrustworthy. Like
Yeah.
they'll sacrifice anything to try to get ahead. Like they don't have any sort of decency or character that they're worried about. They just worry about getting to the next level that they're trying to reach.
Yep. 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 It's all about that. It's all about that bottom line. And then the other part of that too is, at least to me, is when you run across somebody like Charlie, and that's probably why he's not with us now. When you run across somebody like Charlie that got into that position, but at least by all appearances and as far as I know and understand, um, you know, was still relatable and was still, you know what I mean? Like he was, yeah, he
He,
had money and all that, but I mean, he was just like anybody else, or
I
at
think
least he put on a good show.
the most dangerous thing is he was uncompromising.
Right.
So, uh,
Yeah.
people that will bend and flex to the will of others. Those are the type of people they like to keep around.
Yeah.
But people that are uncompromising, that'll draw a line, like those are dangerous people. So
Yeah.
they find themselves in tough situations, and I think that's what we're experiencing. I think we all can look at that and understand that it's just the nature of our political system. The lawn is full of snakes. It's time for us
That's right.
to cut the grass and get it back to a base again. Otherwise, we're just going to deal with one liar after another, one charismatic personality promising us everything, and then they get in
Right.
power. They do nothing. Like it's just going to be that over and over and over again, and we can expect no different. And the only reason that is able to be maintained is that they put us on these opposing teams. So we're like, hey, at least it's not the other guy that's on the other team. But in reality, like they do the exact same thing. The outcome
You
is
get
the
some
same.
bitches like Gary Melton that says, well, but the Biden administration, like, look, I mean, I had my complaints. I had a lot of complaints. I mean, I was ready for him to go the day he came into office, but you can't just say, this is good because it's better than that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, why can't you have standards and why can't you hold those? And why can't you, if a politician makes you a bunch of promises, why do you have to be quiet and just look at it like, oh, well, he's still better than the last one? That's
Yeah.
not the way it should be.
I mean, it's been the same political platforms on both sides since I can remember,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
it's all the same. No, none of the things that they campaign on have been solved. Nobody's gotten anywhere. The only thing that's consistent is that we get in more debt. That seems to be the only
That
consistent
is,
thing. Yeah,
yep, 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 yep. That's for sure. And I mean, if anything, that is one thing that probably has accelerated some. But yeah, stuff like prosperity and wages, they haven't really started doing that yet that I've noticed.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
That's the only thing that's American first is that we get the debt first. That's
that's it.
we get stuck with a bill for everybody's great idea that ends
That's
up
right.
just doing nothing what they intend to do, and then it just runs up a big bill. Once we cross
Yep.
that trillion threshold, like people were like, pump the brakes, a trillion. But boy, once we cross it, it's like people
Once
you
we
go,
get past 20 trillion, who cares?
it's like once you got past a trillion, like people don't even blink at 31 trillion anymore. They're like,
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I've heard a trillion enough. It doesn't scare me anymore.
It doesn't scare me. It's just words on a paper. It's just a
Yeah.
number like the last one. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Um, I don't. Let's see here. I pulled up, and we don't have to get into that stuff right now. But I've got your X page pulled up. So if and when we need something, and of course, obviously, you can share too. So if
Yeah.
you got anything in
Yeah.
particular you want to show,
It's all you, bro. You whatever you want. There's been so much that's going on. Like I can barely keep track of it all. Like
well, all right. There's the obvious thing that and we might wait on it. We might start with some of this other stuff, but the obvious main one that of course people are going to want to hear about is the that filing or whatever it was that mentioned or that had excerpts from the ME report.
Oh,
That was
the medical exam report. I
yeah,
knew that was coming, bro. You know,
yeah, for
I
sure.
think I mentioned it on your show. Like, just the one thing that bothered me is that we see little glimpses of those pictures of them carrying Charlie away. Like Barron showed those pictures. Like it was obviously like something was going on with his chest, right?
Yeah,
He wasn't playing slip and slide the day before and got some
right,
rug burns on his chest. Like that happened when we saw the shirt blow around and all that, you know, cavitation on his chest, across his arms, across his back. Like we could see the energy there, but they were just playing mom's the word about it, right?
right.
Not doing their best not to mention anything about it. But I think if everyone recalls, Candace leaked a text from the hospital that was like the
Hmm.
day of that talked about the gruesome chest wound
The chest wound.
and his chest being caved in. They described it as his
Yep.
chest being caved in. So once again, like as much as people, you know, they get the Candace derangement syndrome and they just want to freak out every time she says anything. Like it's probably not wise to doubt her at this point. She's
No,
proven
look,
herself so many times. And
nobody's
hey,
infallible. I mean, like
yeah,
I'm good with questioning people and their motives, but like just wait, hold off a little bit. Don't lose your shit like the moment she says it,
yeah,
because she is known to say something, and a lot of times it sounds a little out there, outlandish, whatever. And she's known to not necessarily deliver the receipts right then, but she
yeah,
always ends up delivering the receipts. And
yeah.
she's very intentional. I mean, there's a reason why she doesn't deliver those receipts right away, usually, and they
Yeah.
step off in it every time.
Dude, I just don't even understand it. Like we could be making such a fuss about them. You know, it was like, wait until the preliminary hearings. We're gonna see crystal clear footage of his face. We got a video of him taking the shot. You remember that? They're like, they were playing that video of the
Yep.
prosecution. You know, he was rolling out. It's like we have him climbing up the stairs, assembling the rifle, going to the sniper's perch, and taking the shot.
Mm-hmm.
And he made it sound like they got a video of all this. Like we done
Yep.
seen it all. It's a blurry Ant-Man crawling across the roof. You don't see no gun. He's got a Batman cape on. Doesn't look nothing
Yep.
like the dude in the Eagle shirt. Like, come on, bro. Like, why are you lying to
Exactly.
us? Like, it's
Yep.
everything they say that they just allow you to infer that it's like rock solid evidence. If they don't
Yep.
show it to you right away, they don't have it. That's what I'm determined by 'em.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if they just talk about it and they don't show it to you, it's because they don't have it. They done
They don't
shown
have it.
us everything they got. Everything they got, they done shown it to us in like the first month. Like
Yep.
we seen the worst of the worst. Everything after this is just going to be more slop, more blur, more everything. And then people are so hung up on these texts, and they're like, "Oh, no, well, they validated the data from the text." Oh, really? Well, if you read into that, they don't tell you what cell phone they validated from. They don't know. They don't tell you what
Right.
data they validated it. They just said, "Oh, yeah, they're real text." That could be like literally just looking at their phone, and be like, "Yeah, these are actual text on the." That's not a AI screenshot of text. Those are
Right.
text. They're not
Well,
telling you that it came from Tyler's phone. They're not telling you what cell phone tower they came from. They're
uh-huh.
like all this details. If they had it, I promise you, they'd be beating us over the head with it. You know what I mean?
And there is good reason to believe that he had two phones with him that day.
And
So
all we know is that it was from a contact on Twig's phone that said Tyler. That's all
yeah,
we know. I could go
exactly.
in my phone right now and change
And
any
make
contact. I
Tyler
could Tyler. I could
14 of them. I could put 100 of them in there.
I could put Donald Trump. Like, hey, look, everybody, Donald Trump is
Donald
texting
Trump
me.
just texted me.
Texting me. You see this? He is guilty as sin. Look what he texts
Uh,
me. And then they're like, well, they got the Google Maps. Well, guess what, bro? You can go to anybody's device, any device, anywhere. If you know somebody's Google login, you can log into their account, plug in some Google Map coordinates, and it shows on all their devices, all across all their accounts. It does even across devices. My wife can put in directions to something on her Google
did
account.
it
I can
say
hop
that?
up. I can hop in my car, put my phone on the car, and it'll show the directions that she searched up.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Did it say? Did it say literally that him or any of his devices had made that route, or was it just that that route had been put in? Because
they
in my
said,
truck every day I use my phone because you can't do anything on the truck while you're moving. So I'll get my phone out. I'll put whatever in there, and I'll hit send a car. It'll go to the car, and I'll go, Everything that I have done on my phone is on that car, is on the truck. And
Yeah.
I can go somewhere in my wife's car and come back, and all the routes that I have looked at or used on my phone are in that truck
Yeah.
because they're sharing the same account. So I don't remember them specifically saying his car physically went there and that was proved by GPS or
Uh,
what have you.
yeah.
I just know that they said that the route was put in there. Okay, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, exactly. And they don't tell you the exact address or where it came from, which tells you that it was somewhere close enough for them to be like, well, he was close enough to, he could have, he hit 110 miles per hour on the way back to the steakhouse and got back to watch the patrol car looking at the rifle that, was left in the woods. Like, come on, y'all. Like, you got to
Well,
use your,
and the other thing about it is, I don't know if anybody said. I'm going to assume he was using an iPhone. I mean, that's my guess. Most
yeah,
people do, or a
why is
lot
he
of people
using
do.
Google Maps? And like, well, he
Well,
used
yeah, and so, okay, so it could have been an Android. I forgot. I wasn't even really thinking about that. Regardless, if it's an iPhone, I mean, what kind of computer does he have at home? Oh, he's got a Mac. Cool. I mean, his his furry could have been sitting there texting from his number the entire time.
yeah, his alibi, he was like taking a nap or at a birthday party or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the dude, we have no
Well, I
idea.
slept till
Nobody scrutinizes anything he does at all. Like, dude just got
and
a
I love the
free
fact that
pass.
y'all free, totally free. And
Yeah.
it's like that the former detective Miss Christine that I had on a few weeks ago. We were talking about that, and you know, oh God, I just completely lost the thought I had. I was trying to think of two different things, and one of them fell out. I'll come back to it. um, but I was going to say too though that that like it's the worst alibi ever. I mean, because this happens at 12:23, and when is he sleeping? He said, oh, somewhere between 12 and 1. Is how late he slept. Like I got up between 12 and 1, so seems pretty convenient for a 12, roughly 12:30.
Yeah, and then he has that schizo handwriting, and we see
Oh,
the picture
yes.
of the note, and it's schizo handwriting. Like,
They
come
didn't
on,
mean
bro.
for that to get shown in court
Yeah,
either. And
yeah,
I can about guarantee you that's why.
yeah, yeah. He's got that straight, serial killer handwriting, and and there it is on the note
It is.
that he conveniently burns. You know what I mean? Like, come on, y'all. But he took a picture of it. Like, it's like they're not even trying.
No, I mean, and that's the problem is they don't think they need to anymore. It's crazy.
And the only reason that you can think of, like, if you think logically, why they wouldn't dive into Twigs, is because it would expose his handler. Twigs got
Oh,
a
that's
handler,
what it was. Now
and
that you said
if
it,
they
got it.
dive in on Twigs, it's going to expose his handler.
Yep.
Then the wheels come off of everything. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
just got to give this dude a free pass.
It's not just Twigs. It's everybody behind Twigs.
Yeah.
No, what I was going to say is, so we were talking about the fact she actually brought it up, is the fact that he got immunity immediately. Like that next day, they were interviewing him. I think it was the very next day. They were interviewing him and giving him immunity, and that's provable by the documents. I remember. I can't remember exactly which one it was, but we talked about it that day. But she was saying, that is just unheard of that they do give immunity a lot, but that's after an investigation. That's a last resort. That's like the last thing you do if all else fails and you can't get what you need, then you give somebody immunity. But no. They met him down there the next day and just offered it to him. Bam, there you go.
Yeah, and I swear I think they let him keep his phone. That's why they just show us these pictures that they took of his phone. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not even like they saved screenshots from his phone. It's literally a picture of his actual phone.
His actual phone.
With the broke ass screen and everything. It's like, come on, y'all just let him keep his phone. Like, was he like, emotionally damaged and couldn't, take a nap till 12 the next day without it? Like, why does he get coddled? Like, why is this dude lived in the same house as the guy? He had his
These people are known for
his DNA is on all the things. Like, if anybody
Mhm.
had a motive to kill Charlie, it's him, because like he's a supposedly, allegedly, a furry training kid, right?
Allegedly, yes.
So
That is the only activist ever that I have heard of that committed a heinous crime over said belief without ever mentioning that belief or discussing that belief with the one person that's supposed to be the reason that he did this, or the one he was protecting. It's crazy.
Yeah. When in all reality, like anybody finna get common sense would be like, if his motivation was to justify Tyler's motivation was justified by the hate that Charlie had for furry trannies, wouldn't
Yeah.
he talk about it with his furry tranny roommate lover? Like it's just
Right.
like only logic would tell you that. You know what I mean? Like even the way he was talking about it, like you could tell like they were trying to frame it like, he was trying to win the heart of his furry tranny lover by
Exactly.
killing Charlie. Like, but you're not gonna talk about it first. Like, come
Yep.
on, bro. Like, you're not gonna test the waters to see if Twigs is gonna even be, if he's gonna
Oh, he was
hop in
gonna
his
keep it a secret till his
till
death.
dead. But I had to engrave these bullets with these memes because it was too funny. Sorry, guys. I don't know if you see me on the security camera, but it was me, Tyler Robinson, on the security cameras at UVU. I wrapped the rifle in a towel and put it in the
Yep.
woods.
Yep. Yep. One thing we were talking about that we were talking about the new footage, and somehow or another I got off on the dogs, and it's been you're I know I say his name a lot, and I really shouldn't give him any air. But anyway, Gary Melton especially always talks about the bomb dogs. Oh no, an explosive dog can't smell a rifle, and all this dumb shit he's always talking. Well, um, then finally, it's pretty much no question anymore that there were dogs on the premises. I mean, we've got dispatch talking about the dogs being en route and having dogs there. There's helicopter footage of dogs being walked around out there. I mean, like in the courtyard, dogs were definitely there. But what he finally moved on to was that, okay, well, these are just, ass sniffers. Basically, they don't look for guns or explosives. You give them a scent and they go after this person. Okay. Well, it just seems odd to me that, I mean, how did they know who scent to give him that soon after when they didn't have a person of interest? Now, that being said, maybe they took the dog over to the spot where he jumps off the building and lands on the ground, or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe they did that. Why would that scent trail, even if this dog wasn't a firearms or explosive dog, why would that scent trail not still lead that dog directly to the weapon? Because he literally had it rubbing up in his, you know,
Yeah.
down in his pants on his leg, and inhaled it, sweated on it, and all that.
And then has to tuck it into a bush, which means he rubs his whole person and clothes and everything all over the bush.
Oh, yeah. But
Everything
again, the
around it.
dog doesn't go to it.
Yeah, yeah, and
Okay,
goes past it, right? Follows the trail
Yeah.
past it.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
that's weird. It's like dude just ran past the area where the rifle was tucked. That seems a little odd.
Yeah.
And
Until
then
that
and then we
rookie
get
of the year shows up.
the dust and debris. It's not just dust; it's dust and debris
Yeah.
in the rifle barrel. And this
Oh,
is a bolt action rifle that still has the casing in it. It's a
Yes.
sealed rifle. Like,
Yes.
sure, that bore's open on the end, but let's not remember
You're
it was
not
wrapped in
getting
a towel. It's not like it's
Yes.
a open bore. Like this thing was covered in a towel.
Yes.
And
Yes, yes.
there's in the first inch or two, you maybe get some dust and debris.
Maybe.
But the way this lady talked about, she sounded like this thing, like
It was dusty.
it was dusty, dust and debris. She was all but telling you this rifle hadn't been shot, but she couldn't
Right.
go and say that.
Exactly.
But she was saying that without saying it, by saying there was dust and debris in it. Like,
And I've heard people make the argument, oh, well, it's probably powder. And I was like, no, I got a feeling she probably would have said there was powder residue in the barrel.
bro, I just, we had
he
to flash.
asked her what kind, and she was like, I don't know, just dust.
Yeah. We had to flashlight some coons last night. They were killing our chickens. And I looked down the bore by my Ruger 22 I keep underneath my bed.
Dust bunnies.
And the bed is filthy, and that bore was clean as a whistle, bro. It didn't have nothing. I hadn't shot that rifle in like months, and it's been underneath the bed and the
There you
dust
go.
bunnies and everything else, and it was so clean. I was like, well, that
Yep.
don't make no sense. Like, how
Yep.
you gonna, get dust and debris in a rifle bore. And I'll be willing to bet that Tyler's probably not a avid hunter. I would say that if Grandpa gave him his rifle, he's probably only shot it a handful of times. It's probably been sitting around ever since. So it all kind of looking at how that scope was mounted too. I don't see how anybody in the world is going to shoot that scope mounted like that in a prone position.
Well, I'm convinced we've got two different rifles now.
Yeah,
that one set of pictures, that scope is like all the way back, maxed out.
Yeah, it's like what you see at the gun store. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where they just have them on display, and somebody put that thing
Yeah.
together. They ain't never shot a rifle in their life.
First day, never shot one. Yeah.
But
there's a picture of another one, or there's another picture where it shows it where it's fairly, at least within reason. I'm convinced those are two different rifles.
Nah, it wouldn't surprise me. Like the whole thing is that rifle is it's with that scope on it. It's just such a apparent silhouette. Like it's not something that you just hide behind a towel. And if you're running across a roof and doing a crawling maneuver, like you're going to see the buttstock of it or the barrel of it or the silhouette of the big giant scope. And we don't see none of that. It just doesn't make it. It's like the more we learn, the less it makes sense. And it should be the opposite. If the FedSlop narrative had an ounce of truth in it, at some point we should get some information, disclosed that it's like, oh, well, that kind of lines up with it. But it hadn't been that way. Everything that we learn just makes it harder to believe that, he just like in his skinny jeans, bro, a big old honking rifle stock and then a barrel with a big giant scope on it in his skinny jeans while he's tromping up and down the stairs and hopping over rails. Like it's just like
skipping legs. Now he started out with a limp on one side, and I mean, anybody can go watch that video. And bam, all of a sudden he's limping on the other side. Now,
the rifle shifted in his skinny jeans, bro. It shifted legs on him. That's what happened.
Right. Let's play that. Let's play that video. Let's play that video of him running out there and see if anybody sees a limp where he jumps that barrier. I mean, like he's literally running. Let's see. Well, let's pull that. Let's pull that up and play it. I was going to ask you about that anyway. All right, let's see. Add to stage.
And was he wearing the towel like a Superman cape? Like I just don't understand the silhouette of like his back. It looks nothing like a dude
it doesn't.
In a long sleeve t-shirt and some skinny jeans. Like,
yeah, no, it really, really doesn't. Okay, let's see here. All right. Now, that dude right there looks like he's not missing a lick. Do you see a limp?
Bro, that's like a 10-pound rifle, you know what I mean?
I know.
And he's just ripping it across with the Batman cape on, and you don't see the buck stop or anything. Like I'd say he has like something stiff maybe, but it ain't no 45, 49 inch Mauser.
I think so. I mean, it sure doesn't look like it. And some people are making the argument as blurry as what it was, you wouldn't see a recoil anyway.
And then what does he throw out right there? Like you see how that folds out? It's like it's like he threw out like a gymnastics mat or something for him, a yoga mat. He rolls out on the gravel so he doesn't have to get scratches on his elbows.
So weird.
Yeah, it's.
But I'm sorry, but it looks like he's way back from that edge. That's the other thing that gets me. Those impressions that they show are right on that edge. Okay, let's see. Wait till he gets here. I'm gonna pause it. Those impressions are right on the edge of the roof.
Yeah, they don't match. Like I always had the idea that he was on that outside edge.
Yeah,
because that's where
that is not the outside edge.
No, it's not anywhere close to it. And I was thinking where they had the little evidence flags, it looks like where people's feet were. You know what I mean? I thought he like dropped his backpack or something right there and had to go back and get it. And he was on his hands or knees, or he shot from a higher position. Because I couldn't reconcile how he would have line of sight from that far back. It may be possible, but it would be like, just barely over the lip of the roof line. I made a HTML kind of simulation of how far back you would have to be for you to be able to see across the edge of that roof down. You know, the building's roughly 60 feet higher than the ground level where
Oh
Charlie was.
wow.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I know
yeah,
it all goes down. Have you got that handy, or is it on
yeah,
here?
yeah. I'll pull it up. Hold on.
All
Let
right, yeah, go ahead and pull it up. Shit, yeah. Let me remove this. Yeah, always like to see some new stuff.
yeah. So let's see. Bwomp, bwomp, bwomp.
Oh, while you're doing that, let's see. Got a super chat here. I
Line
can't
of,
do
sight-
it.
line of sight. Here we go.
Okay.
So we
Yeah,
can
go
change.
ahead.
We can change from how the how big the edge of the roof is, like the parpet, I
Oops.
guess they call it. So let's say that it's 10 inches. So
Mm-hmm.
that's roughly about 10 inches. That's what it looks about like to me. And I'd say he's about I don't know, 20 to 16 feet from the edge of the roof. What would you say? What would
I
be your
guessed yesterday when I was talking about that, I guessed just by looking at it, it looks like it's at least 10 feet. But now, I
all
mean,
right? Let's
perspective is
let,
sometimes strange.
let's say 10 feet. All right. And now here's where the real key comes from. Like, how high do you think that rifle barrel is off the roof surface when you're shooting from a
Well,
prep position?
and that was the point that I made, was that even as blurry as what it is, with him being that far back, you would more than likely see him literally raise up, because he would have to get that rifle so high to be able to, you
So
know,
that his bore of his rifle needs to be over 2 feet from the ground for him to be able to have line of sight.
woo,
Yeah,
he'd have to be sitting straight up to
yeah.
even.
Like 2.25 feet, he would need the bore would need to be off the ground.
So
And
two
that's
foot 3 inches.
and remember, that's not the back of the rifle. That's the front of the
That's the,
rifle. That's the
yeah,
very
that's the front of
tip
the
of the
barrel.
barrel. So which means the back of the rifle would need to be almost, his shoulder would need to be 3 feet off the ground. He would need to be.
Let's say, just do like 12 inches. Say he's a foot from the edge. What's that work out to?
So if he was, call it 2.5 feet
Okay, yeah.
from the ground and a foot from the edge, he clears. Yeah, it's all the way up to 10 feet is when he doesn't have clear height, assuming that
Okay.
he's 2.25 feet off the ground with the rifle, which is still pretty high for a prone position to hold a rifle
Yeah.
in a prone position. I was assuming that he would be, about a foot and a half off of the
Yeah.
ground in a prone position, in the position he appears to be, right? With your elbows on the ground, kind of propped
Mm-hmm.
up, holding the rifle bore up.
Yeah.
From the tip of the rifle, where how far off the ground it would be, I was saying a foot and a half. And with a foot and a half, with that, call it 10 inches of roof line that he has to clear over, he would need to be 5 feet from the edge of the roof. And I don't think he's that close to the edge of the roof. So, like,
It does not appear that he is. And I don't know. There's just it's so weird when you look at different pictures and videos of what is supposed to be the same roof. It just looks so much different.
yeah. So
I
it's
don't
saying
know.
with GPS, it's saying it's somewhere right under 10 feet is what it's saying from those areas on the roof that
Mm-hmm.
they had the evidence flags. The closest evidence flag is what I flagged.
Okay, what'd you be?
And from what I see on the video, it appears like he's a little bit further away from that. I think we're seeing where he hops up and runs and kind of disturbs the gravel. So yeah, it's while it's not impossible, it's tight. It's
Right.
super tight. And what I don't understand is how he's able to be seen from that video from the ground where the guy, points him out with his finger or whatever,
Yeah.
because he's so far off the edge of the roof line from that direction. Like we
Well,
have a good view of him from that where the perspective works for the distance in that direction, right?
it seems pretty consistent when you look at that video where he's pointing and says, he's right there. Trigger Smart did a video. I don't know if you've watched it, and trust me, I mean, I respect the guy. He's, really good at what he does, but he broke all that down and is convinced that he was still right up on the edge. I don't know. It sure doesn't look like he is.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing that it would either he has to be way closer to the edge than it looks like in the video that we have, or
Mhm.
he raises up way higher than what
Yeah.
it looks like in the video. And it's
Yeah.
just it's hard to say. Uh, but you know, maybe one day we'll get, you know, the original of the video.
Maybe. I wonder if anybody's got it.
I don't know.
Somebody's bound to have it.
Yeah.
But you know, and it's crazy to watch too. How many times would he have to practice that? He laid something out, you know, and so if he does have the rifle in his hand, he literally in one motion jumps up, grabs whatever kind of mat, towel, or whatever it is, and the rifle, and is literally running without missing a step. All, like I said, one smooth motion.
Yeah, and I've done that. Like I've reproduced that with the same you know, it's a little bit heavier. It's a 15-pound battle mace, but it's the same length as a rifle, just a little bit heavier than a rifle, assuming that that scope is not super heavy. It may be almost the exact same weight as a rifle with a scope and a few rounds in it. But man, it is harder than you imagine to hop up off the ground with a big, long, heavy object and turn around and run. Like it's a lot harder than you would ever think. Like you think,
10
oh,
pounds don't sound like much till you're trying to do that.
it'd be like, oh, I can do that in you know, a second. No, bro. Like I promise you, it's going to take you all 2.5 seconds to get up off the ground, pick up the thing, put a towel over it, and then turn around. Like it's not like he just hopped up and ran. Like he put a towel over this thing supposedly and ran, because that's the only way you can explain how we don't see it, is that the towel was obscuring it. You know, and
he's good at, I mean, he's good. And look, I've heard so many people talk about, you don't have to be any kind of a professional to jump off a roof. That's what, you know, Andrew Colvett was saying, him and what's his name, Retardio. And, you know, Matt was like, yeah, no, I mean, to jump off 10, 12 foot, you don't have to be a professional. No, but and you don't necessarily have to be a pro, but you have to have done it a time or two to be able to fling yourself off there as awkwardly as what he did, and to land so gracefully, and
my problem
be
is,
able to jump right up and go.
how does a
He never
dude,
even limped.
how does a dude with bare hands hop off the edge of a roof line, handling a rifle, and a GI Joe down to the ground and not leave no fingerprints or palm prints? How's that even possible? You know what I mean? Like he was holding himself up with his hands. Like he reaches up and grabs the rifle off the roof. Like there's his hands in his body were all over that thing. Like how are they not able? The only palm and fingerprints they got don't match him. So it's like,
was that where they are claiming the fingerprints and palm prints and stuff were not good, and they couldn't get it, you know?
no, they identified fingerprints and palm prints and they weren't his.
They just couldn't determine, or they couldn't link them to him,
didn't,
right?
No, they didn't match him. So
yeah,
I was originally thinking they were smudged, because that's what they would say.
I bet you they didn't test them against Lance Twiggs.
Yeah, right. They can't be bothered to find out whose fingerprints or palm prints there are. They're like, oh, that doesn't matter. Tyler's the killer. It just doesn't match him. But we just throw this evidence away.
And you know, there's a good chance the person's in the system. I mean, obviously, there's always a chance they're not. But come on now.
Yeah, they don't even say that they ran them. You know what I mean? It's just like they checked them with Tyler, and they'd be like, oh, this data's junk. Don't need this anymore. It doesn't match the guy we know who did it. Like it's just like matching all the data to just their preconceived notion of who's guilty is just it just sums up the whole case. You know, instead of going and looking at everything with a kind of an unbiased eye, it's like they just skew everything.
Yeah, it's infuriating.
All reasonable doubt is just thrown out the window, and then they just exaggerate the quality in any data that they do have that could, you know, possibly insinuate that Tyler was responsible for it. They just blow it out of proportion, and then we get the real data and we realize that it's a nothing burger. Like they're just lying about it.
Nothing burger.
And then, you know what, it's just the stuff that they rub in your face. We come out and we see like the whole video. They were like, oh, we have the video of him taking the shot. We see the video. It's not true. Then they're like, well, we got the coroner's report. You know, we got if it's a shape charge, where's chest damage? He
Yeah.
got shot in the neck. There's just a wound to the neck. Where's the chest damage? Like, this microphone theory is crazy. He would have damage to his chest. Well, lo and behold, he doesn't
He's
have
got damage to his chest.
not just a little bit, all of his chest. Like, is there
Yes.
any part of his chest that isn't damaged? Is a good question to ask. Like, if you
Right.
look at the total trauma that is described, 9/10 of it is in the chest area. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and the parts that are in his brain can be explained by the sheer power that was obviously displaced in his chest. So, like,
Yeah.
and it's been what I've been saying before. As soon as I saw the video of it, I could tell by his posturing that he had brain trauma. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
spelled out. Like, we don't have to guess. Like, well, why was Charlie's knees going together? Why was his hands holding the? He wasn't electrocuted. Like, we're not seeing electrocution. That's not what causing his hands to gimp up like that and his arms to go
I'm
up.
not thinking so either.
It's because his brain got smoked by the shock wave that traveled through his body. And now we know the severity of the shock wave because there's nothing in his chest that didn't get basically damaged from it.
Destroyed, really, right?
Destroyed. And the bleeding. I said from the beginning, like, the bleeding is showing signs that he was in full cardiac arrest before the blood started to erupt out of his neck. We just saw his vascular system just depressurized, and there was no heartbeat after that. That whole we found a weak pulse at the hospital. That's all garbage. That's just made up garbage. It's like made up garbage of them giving him
pull on the heartstrings.
Yeah, they're just trying to explain why they had to get rid of all their clothes so nobody could test them for bomb residue. They're trying to make it seem like they were all working double time to try to save Charlie on the way to the hospital, and they all got so much blood on them that they had to change down to their boxers to get scrubs. When in reality, it was a mad rush to clean up the scene because they knew.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
They
what
knew
do you think? What
everything
do you think
had
about the
bomb
get it
residue.
off of him?
Yeah, get it off of him. Yeah, it's just we got him. We're on the way. Get that off of them. Like, it's
I talked about that this morning, about that whole thing. To me seems like
that's why the made up story, I hopped on the Gertie and cut his shirt off.
Yeah, like, that's just stupid.
They're just trying to explain. They're getting ahead of the fact that we'll never see the shirt. We'll never see any of the clothes that they wore. We'll never see that SUV. They probably the SUV we'll see on a Taliban video with a 50 cal mounted to it. That we're never going to see that SUV again. I think maybe crushed already. You know what I mean? Like,
God,
it's going to be gone. Any and everything that could possibly have some residue from those explosives has been disposed of.
Gone.
The dirt's been disposed of. The grass has been disposed of. Like, Charlie's been disposed of. Like, anything that could unwind the conspiracy that we witnessed is all gone. And it ain't coming back. And they're just going to act like it was normal. But the more we learn, the more we're going to realize that we're just seeing a sloppy cleanup job to assassination of Charlie Kirk because he wouldn't toe the line for the Iran war. That's really what it comes down to. That's what I'm convinced that we see here now.
All over that. Yep. Yeah, I'd say there's a really good chance of it. And if that wasn't the whole thing, I'd say that was a big part of it. It's crazy. So I was talking about that this morning, about that whole 911 call. So I wonder what the chances are. You can set those iPhones to where if they receive like an impact, like say if you were in a car accident, they'll automatically dial 911.
Is default. Somebody sent me an X message about that, and they were on to something because I looked into that. They had like a spree of it in 2013 or 2015. There was people on ski slopes that were skiing that it was sending these distress calls out. People that were on roller coasters. So what I've been able to kind of determine is that it's a mix of, it's not just a G-force, like a shock force. It's a mix of a shock force, the audio, and kind of like the trajectory of the phone after that. Like
they should have gotten a pretty good dose of at least G-force or shock and the sound part. So
and then every phone has like a barometer on it. So
Yeah.
your phone's constantly like measuring
Oh
atmospheric
yeah.
pressure.
The atmospheric pressure, and
And
it's
so that seems
yep.
to be the biggest factor that I can see is that it's the G-force with a rapid change of atmospheric pressure is and then the audio is what they use to determine if you've been in a car wreck. And the reason they use a change
Would
in
a shock wave cause a rapid change in atmospheric
absolutely
pressure?
that's what we're seeing. That's what we're seeing. That's what we see the shock wave go across his whole body. That is a rapid change in atmospheric pressure that we see, send that wave through his flesh and his shirt and that's largely the force that sent the necklace flying. So we have all the factors that would need to be required to start that process. And so the other thing you have to take into account is that they had to be unaware of it. They would have
Well,
stopped
that's
it.
what I was going to say. Okay, let me tell you that real quick. What I had talked about this morning was it doesn't make sense for them to have called 911 and this be said, because if they had called 911, they either would have talked to the dispatcher, or even at just say they dropped the phone and it got under the seat, nobody could get to it. If you were trying to make a 911 call, you would be yelling at the seat, hey, we're en route, we're here, we're there, this is his condition. But none of that happened. It was like nobody knew this call had been made.
Yeah.
To me, that's going to mean a lot if we find out down the road that it was his phone, or
Yeah.
it's going to say a lot. You know what I mean? And I feel like, see, nobody wanted to touch this. As bad as these people are looking, especially the ones that have been talking, nobody came out and said, oh yeah, but we made a 911 call.
Yeah.
All these people saying there was no 911 call. But then all of a sudden, whenever he sues Candace, tucked deep inside that filing, it says that the team did call 911. Didn't specify as to who, but
Yeah.
just that they had called 911.
Yeah. It's just
That tells me they didn't. I mean, but I guess we'll just have to see. But I mean, you agree that more than likely, I don't see how it could have been an intentional call.
Yeah, it was something that they were unaware of, and they were just in the heat of their mission to get him to that predetermined hospital to meet all the people they had prepared for it. And then we come to find out that the medical examiner that supposedly did the midnight to 1 or 3 a.m. examination with nobody that we know is real present.
Yeah.
He has a furry
Wife is a furry enthusiast.
she's a furry handler, bro. She's like a furry converter. If there was like a priest of furrydom, she would be the priest. Like she's like a high priest of furries. It's beyond bizarre. And the way this lady, like you listen to recordings of her, there's no way this lady hasn't like done some indecent things with minors. The way she was
no.
the way she was talking about it, like your furry persona, your fur persona,
Yeah.
is
Everything
not,
she says is
sexual
sexual too.
It's just so creepy. It's just like this
It
is
sounds
totally
sexual and creepy.
this is completely how a piddler would justify,
Exactly.
like inappropriate relations with a minor. Is to be like,
Right.
what that wasn't with the minor. That was with their fur person out
Right.
there. And
Look, dog ears.
he's
I'm
an
7.
18-year-old coyote. It's completely free and clear. Yeah. I'm a
Oh,
27-year-old pony. He's an 18-year-old coyote. We are, and the free clear is
Oh,
completely legal in Ferdum. This is
You
not
got to laugh
against the
at
law.
it too. You know, it's better than crying, but it's a sad state we're in.
So, I put myself in like, all right, so I'm trying to set this thing up. I'm like, oh, Utah's perfect. It has all sorts of laws that are good for it. And it's like, hey, we got this medical examiner that has this creepy wife that we have like
She'll do whatever
yeah,
we ask.
we got her, dead to rights, grooming
She
kids.
even wrote a book about
Yeah,
it.
like dead to rights, grooming kids. So she cannot defend herself if we take her to court. All we gotta do is just tell hubby about it, and he'll do whatever we want. And then And then it's the same thing with the police chief in Las Vegas, the Las Vegas shootings. Like, well,
Oh yeah.
we see him later in
Then he goes
Hawaii.
right to Maui.
He's like, oh, dude, how do you get an upgrade?
Just so happens right in the middle of another catastrophe.
Bro, how you get an upgrade? And then the January
And nobody
6th,
knew he was there until the whole place burnt down.
yeah, and then the January 6th DC chief or whatever, she gets some cushy job in I think it was San Francisco or something like that, getting paid way more than she was in DC. Like, that's what happens when you toe the line to these conspiracies. You get an upgrade in life. And then I went and saw that dude's got to go back to his where he went to school at in New York, where he was from in New York, and then the college he went to is called Valhalla. I was like, come on.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on.
You know, I don't know why I never caught that before, but I just caught that this morning. I was watching that live stream that Rio Gates, Anna's friend that just started streaming. And by the way, I'm hoping she decides to stop in, but she had a live stream going on. She's afraid she wasn't going to end in time, so she may not make it in here. But yeah, I was watching that, and I had not caught that yet about the Valhalla. That is so weird.
And it was like Cash was talking to him, like, Charlie, my dear
Yeah.
friend, Charlie, my dear friend, we got the watch now. I'll see you in Valhalla. Come on, guy. Like, that's basically like, hey, medical examiner, remember your furry wife is dead to rights. You better tell the line. You better not
Don't
say
say
anything about. You better pack your bags and get to New York and never talk about Utah again.
Oh, that's good stuff. Like I said, it's better to laugh than cry about it, you know.
Yeah, it just
so-
gets more bizarre, bro. The more we're gonna learn about it, the more it's obviously gonna be. And the sad thing is, nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen. We could have them. We could like have the design, someone with a schematic of the microphone design, who gave it to him, who put it there. Nothing happened. Nothing's gonna happen. You know, it's just,
I'm telling you what,
we're
I
at
would,
that point. Like we're a
Yeah.
few years away from like what we see going on in Spain from that happening to us. Just like people just pouring over the border, and the government's like, well, I don't know what to do. They're they're looting, they're raiding, they're raping. Well,
they got rights just like you do.
they're just looking for a better life. You're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, I know. And look, I'm afraid you're right. I mean, I've got the same feeling. But at the end of the day, even if we don't get actual legal, literal justice, I mean, I would be happy with enough people knowing and realizing, you know, that that they feel it in some way, whether it's, I don't know, whether it's just losing their jobs, you know, being voted out of office and in shame, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I would rather see some actual justice, and I guess we'll just have to see. But let's see. Yeah, we talked about this last time. Miss Debbie had brought this to my attention. The marks that Barron showed on Charlie's chest. What do you, I know it's been a little bit since that happened. I mean,
Well,
do you think anything different, or how do you feel about that?
It's exactly what I said. It's from that cavitation of flesh. Like we know what happened inside of Charlie now. Those injuries don't happen from electrocution. Those aren't consistent with electrocution. Like those are consistent with extreme blunt force or shockwave trauma. Like that's what we see. That's what I said that I thought that it looked like to me. And the reason that area is free from it is because it's a lean part under your pectoral muscle, on your rib cage right there is pretty lean. Like you just don't have a lot of soft flesh there. And that kind of bruising that we see is from that cavitation wave kind of tearing flesh as it travels across the soft tissue. And wherever there's not much soft tissue, it doesn't affect it as much. So,
Right. Well, I mean, I agree with you. Do you have the document that goes through all that on your X? I believe I saved it or bookmarked it somewhere.
no, I have it on the website. I got it.
You got it on the website?
Yeah,
There
I
you
got
go.
it. Yeah,
Let's talk about that a little bit because I know that's really on a lot of people's minds.
yeah.
So we can talk about at least some of the main points. The the most devastating. The only thing that throws me for a loop. I can understand spinal cord injury, but it seems the amount of spinal cord injury is what gets me.
Yeah,
But
and then it's like 35 centimeters away from where we see the impact. So
yes,
like
yes,
you can talk about bullets tumbling and doing all that and yaw, but in
you're yawing.
reality, if you look at the data, like you're looking at 3% change in trajectory. Like it's not a magical roller coaster ride that's gonna change the complete direction of the bullet. It's a
Right.
gradual process, and the reality is that the neck's not that thick. So,
Mm-hmm.
even if it took it to the max, let's call it 5% change in trajectory. Well, that 5% change is gradual. It doesn't matter. It doesn't like just go right to 5. It creeps up to 5. And so
Yes.
by the time that it's at 5% yaw from the original trajectory, it's already out of his neck. So, it just you can't explain how we have, such traumatic damage, high energy damage that's 35 centimeters away from where the natural wound track would be. The areas of his throat that we see damage. Well, yeah, we know he got smacked in the throat. Like
All right.
we can see that. Everybody saw that. But to have both the lungs have the type of damage that they did, like that doesn't make any sense. Even if the bullet were to take, a magical turn down, it would only affect one lung. It wouldn't affect both lungs.
Right. And that's what I was going to ask you. What you've got here, does that also include the locations where, air
And
quotes, bullet fragments were found?
yeah, and so this is actually biased towards the rifle shot because I wanted it to basically
Okay.
this is saying that a rifle impact anywhere, not just in the neck, like anywhere around that area. So
So this
it's
is a summarization. This is
yeah,
something that
yeah,
okay.
it's given it as much leeway as possible for the rifle shot, and it still is outscored like a 28 to a 57. So like a 33% chance that the rifle could explain the wounds that we see, with giving the rifle a lot of leeway, not holding it to the trajectory that it should have taken with only a 2 to 3% deviation of that trajectory. And the shape
Damn.
charge is 67%. It's just there's certain key details about the injuries that we see that just can't be explained very well by a rifle impact to the neck. Like
That's crazy.
yeah,
I'm gonna see
it's
if I can make that a little bigger so I can read. So I can let's see. Whoa, let's see. Let's pick out. I'm just trying to pick out something that's
well, the biggest discrepancies where you see the rifle score really low and
yeah,
then the shape charge score high. I mean, that's the
the
biggest
the bilateral hemothorax
yeah, and then
near midline neck entry needs temporary cavity or fragmentation to break both.
the damage to the interior of the chest wall, the damage to the only thing where the rifle really sticks out is the damage to the tracheal, the thyroid.
That's what I was just about to ask. Is the
Yeah,
thyroid
the neck
crowd?
area. But if you take into account this isn't taking into account the shrapnel that
Could have possibly.
the microphone, basically sending the shrapnel across, taking that impact into account. It's
Yeah.
just looking at a straight shape charge to the chest. So if you weighed that, then it would even out a lot of these even more.
Hmm.
Because we know it's something that no one talks about. Like what raised his shirt up around his face? Like it was a square object. Like nobody has a good explanation for that. Like
I do.
people want to say that, oh, it was his
I
necklace.
know somebody that does.
It was his necklace. It was the cross necklace. But then those same people will try to say that the cross necklace made the wound in his neck. So it's like it can only do one or the other. It can either raise his shirt up and not make the wound in the neck, or it can make the wound in his neck and not raise his shirt up. So, like
Yeah.
you take into account that the circuit board and the battery are connected to each other, and when they're literally in the same trajectory that we see flying across, like it all lines up, and it just weighs even harder on this. And then the bleeding, the posturing and the bleeding explained by the
Yes.
shape charge too, and then the acoustics that I knew all this was going to come out eventually if we ever got any information about what actually happened to Charlie, because of that 53 hertz cavity mode peak that I found. Like,
I forgot about that.
yeah, it was just that second iPhone that was to Charlie's right picked it up so loud because it could see the front of Charlie's chest, where the other iPhone that was 60 frames per second was over Charlie's shoulder, so it didn't have a clear.
So it wouldn't have gotten a clear.
Yeah, it's like being this on the side of a bass drum versus being in front of the bass drum. Like you get
because basically whatever you're pointing it at is where it is.
The chest is reverberating the thorax, and so when you have more of the chest and thorax exposed to the camera, it's going to pick up more of the frequency.
Yes.
And so it was,
and it doesn't pick up equal noise all the way around. Wherever the camera is pointed is where it's gonna, is where it's obviously recording the most sound from, or that's where it's focused on. I know used to when those cell phone cameras first started, the sound was always shitty along with the video. But then they started, talking about how you could zoom in with the camera if you wanted the sound, recorded from a particular area. So they started getting a little more.
If anything, with the rifle creating that wound channel in his neck, it would reduce the amount of that cavity peak that we see, because basically like opening up a hole so that energy is not reverberated, it's basically escaping out of
because it's basically a superficial wound, what according to this theory. But if it was a rifle, it would have completely opened his chest cavity up to the outside world.
And then the thing that I couldn't explain by any other thing than that it being like a shape charge type device is the rise time. Like it's almost 5 times faster than like an open air pin.
The rise time. What are you talking about?
So that's how fast the audio goes from like no frequency to peak frequency.
Frequency.
Yeah, and so I have a bunch of recordings of people like detonating PETN in open air, kind of like scenarios where they're just testing its explosive power. And when you compare those to what's recorded at the UVU is 5 times faster than it. And the only way you can really explain that is the shape charge concentrating it and basically doing what a shape charge does, taking a radial explosive force and concentrating it into basically a jet. And so that causes it to be a lot faster rise time, a lot more concentrated. And that's exactly what we see.
I can see that anytime anything, an extreme amount of pressure like that is concentrated in a particular area, you would think that, yes, the rise time would be faster than if it was filling up a large area, at once.
Yeah.
Versus
it's contained and then it releases all at once, where when it's just an open explosion, it's just kind of, as the expansion from the explosion's going off, it's allowing it to escape. So it builds up a lot slower. But yeah, you just the bilateral lung signature was, I knew, because a single lung would have a different frequency than a double lung. Like it creates like a larger vessel. It's like a double drum versus a single bass drum, right? You get a different resonance from it. And so when you combine those two together and you look how the average adult male size, and Charlie was kind of like on the upper end of that, I knew it had to be both his lungs. And then that was just from the frequency, and then we get the data from it, and that's exactly what all the data are saying. Everything's bilateral, right? It wasn't, nothing about the injuries were just on one side, one hemisphere. Like
and it seems like with a fragment or whatever, that again it would be one lung. I mean, it seems odd that, and I don't remember anything in there saying that one fragment like pierced or punctured both lungs or anything like that. It just says that it was a bilateral. I don't know.
And they never tell us where they found the fragments. I think that's the
That's
most
what I
telling.
was going to ask you. Is I can't remember for sure. Does it say though exactly
They
where those
never
were?
they never mention where they found the fragments. They never tell you where they found the copper jacket. They never tell you where they found the lead fragments, and that's because it won't line up with the rest of the injuries. They want you to infer that it created like a confetti of lead and copper that just spread out through Charlie's body, and that's how we got all these injuries all over his chest. When I'll be willing to bet that all those fragments and all those pieces were found in a very tight area,
Probably.
probably right where someone could just kind of like squeeze them in and leave them right.
Yep.
Because if you think about that, like people are like, well, what about the bullet? What about the bullet? Like they seem to have been very determined to have only a certain group of people around Charlie once he hit the ground.
Yeah.
Anybody that was running up and giving help that was outside of that key group that was like sitting there waiting for it to happen, right? So
Not welcome.
The first people there, they were not welcome. They were sent off to do this, that, and or other. And then the group of people that carried Charlie to the SUV, a core group of them hop in the SUV, and they don't let medical professionals that are arm lengths away get in the SUV. Yeah. They pile in with the same security that failed to protect them. Is now going to be the ones that fail to revive them or provide medical attention on the way to the hospital. And the only reason you want to do that is because they're all compromised, and they don't need any excess sets of eyes that could cause complications to what they're going to be doing on the way to the hospital. And the whole get it off him is just another indication of that.
Yeah.
We didn't hear the Lord's Prayer on the night.
Nope, not a word of it.
No, that's not what we heard. We heard we got get that off of him. Like that's not the story that we're told. Like,
let me ask you this:
nobody was counting the CPR strokes while somebody was praying to the Lord Almighty to save Charlie.
I didn't hear any. Don't you let me go! I'm dangling out of this car.
Yeah, again. No.
But let me ask you about this. So talking about that call again, another thought that I had was, to me, the 911 call kind of adds a little bit of credibility to what Ben Shapiro was saying. Remember, he was talking about how he got updates along the way, right? So, with this call that, I mean, doesn't make a whole lot of sense anyway. We hear in the background, obviously, there's the get that thing off of him, but we also hear, something about him being hurt, whatever. We've got him and we're headed to the hospital. So do you think that Justin would have a reason to tell Brian Harpo that, or if Rick Cutler would have a reason to tell Frank Turek that, or would Frank have a reason to tell, Dan Flood that they were on their way to the hospital?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like,
or could it have possibly picked up a conversation of somebody actually giving updates to somebody?
That's exactly what I think. That's the only thing that makes sense. Everybody in that
it didn't sound like a 911 call it was picking up.
Would you need to tell anybody in the SUV that you were on the way to the hospital? You know what I mean? Like, this is the dumbest thing ever to think. They're like, you're giving each other status updates. Hey, bud, I know that it's crazy right now, but we're taking Charlie to the hospital. Like, no, everybody in the SUV knew exactly. Not only did
where they were going,
they didn't just know that they were going to the hospital. They knew what hospital they were going to. Like, we know that now for a fact.
The one that had the shuttle buses full of people.
Yeah, and that's why we don't see. It's like you can't have a belligerent.
And everybody's losing their minds over it. But do you think that she would make a statement that crazy and out there if she didn't have something?
Yeah, they're not going to learn. They just don't learn. They just can't help themselves but to just jump all over it. The
crazier it sounds to me, that makes me more confident that eventually we're getting receipts.
Yep. Yeah, it. And she's acting like, calling out for people to contact her. I guarantee she already has.
She's already got it.
She's already got 2 or 3 people who done contact her. Like, you fools ain't learned yet Like you're getting played. How many
I know,
times do
it's
you
so
have to be
easy.
played before you realize like I should probably bite my lip and
Yeah.
just write out these text messages until they're found out that they're fake. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
that's
I mean, like, look, the son of a bitch gets on freaking X in front of God and everybody and says, I dare you to produce a text message in the last 12 months, 18 months, or even 24 months showing that you were friends with Charlie. And then she dumps a bunch of text messages. He's like, look how sorry a person she is.
she
Messages he sent in confidence,
she
you
has no
know?
respect. It's just it's if you just go back and look at the history of
God.
these people, they're so condescending. It's just there's no it's
And
got to
dumb.
it's just it's infighting at this point. Like it's
Yeah.
obvious that it's gone beyond them just trying to defend a position. They're just bloodthirsty.
Well, this is what people are starting to realize. It hasn't been that long ago. People thought people that or others like that, like the Andrew Colvetts of the world, all of them, that they were better and smarter than me because look at the position they're in, and they prove every single day, and they show it to the world that they are not. Matter of fact, they're dumber than everybody else, and that they're just more corrupt than everybody else.
Yeah. And I think they just never anticipated for us to be able to get like the UVU video and get the uncompressed
Yeah.
audio from
Well,
it.
and like
They
she
never
said, there is a whole underground movement in government to
yeah,
get out the truth on this.
nobody trusts these people anymore. Like anyone that has any amount of information that from being close to the people involved or the event itself or the area around the event, if they know something like at this point, like curiosity, they just can't help it. Like
Yeah.
they people want to do the right thing, especially when they know something nefarious is going on, and it's not going to stop. It's only going to get worse for them. So
Hmm.
it's the
I
amount
think
of
that's
people.
part of the problem too, why they keep lashing out like they do, because, you know,
People don't like being associated with a lie. People would rather be associated with the truth. So
well, then don't lie. God.
if they can go out and be a part of exposing like a truth and breaking down a lie, they're going to do it just because human nature, it makes you feel good because in your heart of hearts that you're doing the right thing. That
That
when
you're
you
doing
have
the right
someone
thing.
that's lying to hide a conspiracy to murder somebody, nobody wants to be a part of that. Like
No.
the only
And the
people that
ones that do.
that's because they're compromised or they're getting
Yeah.
paid. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm sure they're not sleeping good at night because they realize that you get on board with thinking that you're on team government. And you're like, well, this is the greatest nation in the world. Like, it's a good team to be on. This is a winning team. Oh no, winning team is not what I would describe as America at lately. Like it seems like America is consistently taking L's. And while in the past they have been able to pull off conspiracies that we still don't know the truth of, it's a new day.
And
And
I'm patriotic as anybody. I mean, I still believe this is the greatest, nation on earth and all of that.
we
But
have the greatest citizens, but our
exactly,
government
that's what I was going to say. But the government has just really gone to shit, and we're going to have to, I don't
and
know, may have to run them out with pitchforks.
and
It's a
you
joke.
can
Any FBI that's listening.
just look at the time frame. It's been like ever since they killed JFK, it's been like a coup, and a coup,
Yeah,
coup de
yeah,
grace. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and this country's been foreign interests have taken hold of the decision making of this country, and it's been the better part of 70 years that we've been dealing with just globalists
Yeah,
that
and but we know where most of that originates, and it's not just us. More and more people are starting to realize where this is coming from. So, it may not happen today or tomorrow, but we all know where this is headed.
yeah.
Um, Sooner or later, that's gonna get rooted out in some way or another.
So,
Um,
I can kind of see where all this is going. We're going to get more information about the hospital. We're going to realize that they had it pre-planned, that they were already had the hospital lined up, that they knew they were going to be taking Charlie there beforehand. We're going to figure out that anybody that was involved with Charlie or put their name on the papers around, this slop narrative has been compromised in one way or another. We're going to see more and more footage from in and around the areas, and we're going to see all sorts of parties of people that we hadn't been told about that seem to know that something was happening, and they seem to be doing something in and around the event, helping along with the event, planning the event, playing a part in the event. More than we already know. They keep trying to tell us it's a lone wolf, but we have old men's in, we have the dude in the lab coat. We had the other guy with the air rifle. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many people that are already been involved in it. The lone wolf thing is out the window already.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, the damn cop was carrying a gun, a rifle with an evidence tag on it whenever they arrested him, whatever his name was, I can't remember. The guy with the lab coat.
Yeah.
I mean, the cop in front of him had a rifle with an evidence tag on it, and yet even the news never reported that there was any other firearm found.
Sorry about my air compressor back there. That's very
Do what now?
my air compressor. Sorry about
that.
Yeah, so we're going to find out that there's way more people involved than they ever want us to know. We're going to see more angles. We're going to see better quality angles, and everything they've told us that they've seen is going to be shown to be a lie. We're going to learn.
I think a lot of these people that are involved are about to find out that they were involved.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to find out more about the injuries. I think this is just the first breadcrumb of the injuries. We're going to find out more and more about these injuries, and it's going to become more and more obvious that these injuries are way beyond what rifle impact can.
It's like Jenga, you can pull out a block here, you can pull out a block there, but eventually when you pull out enough of them, the whole son of a bitch is coming down. So, that's where it's going, in my opinion. That's where I think it's headed. So basically nothing that's come out in the past week or two has really changed your opinion on anything. I mean, it really hasn't mine either.
It's all what I was expected. It's everything that I was expecting. Anything that was bothering me about the event 2 weeks ago has been rectified in the last week.
Yeah.
I
didn't see anything to me that said, oh God, I guess it wasn't the microphone. I guess it was a gun. I mean, I haven't seen anything.
There's so many weird things that you can't explain without putting the microphone at the centermost part of the event. Like, it's just, it's the only way you can explain all the weird, things that they don't want to mention. If they don't, they talk about so much stuff that's irrelevant, that has no relevance at all. If they refuse to talk about something, it's because it goes against the very narrative that they're trying to draw. So they don't want to talk about the necklace. You'll never hear them talk about the necklace. Gary's the only one that's attempted to it, and I'm sure he's put his foot in his mouth enough times that he doesn't want to talk about the necklace anymore. Because I'm sure he goes back and watches his videos trying to explain how the necklace is caused by cavitation. He's like,
he's got this old dummy in the background, and he's like, here, this is an accurate representation of what happened. And he gets there and he goes,
like, no, bro, that
come on.
Look anything.
And then he gets on Spaces and he's like, go back and watch my videos. I do a demonstration of how. Oh my God, he walks up to that dummy and gives it a jerk. That's what it's doing.
The necklace is too long. It's not the right type of necklace. It doesn't move anything like we see. It doesn't snap mid-link. Like, nothing about it.
Ain't nobody paying almost $1,000 for a necklace to play with to prove
to smash.
Yes. I mean, I can guarantee you they're not.
They don't want to talk about the audio, right? They don't want to, because you can't explain there's no reason for a loud frequency to be coming from the tent area.
I've said 1,000 times
that has the fastest rise time of anything during the event. It's faster rise time than a mock cone or a muzzle blast, but it comes from underneath the tent. Like, you don't want to talk about that. You don't want to talk about the fragments of the microphone, other than like, how would they get there? Or that's too much glass. Like, it's like the most weak knees. Like, there's no glass on the front of the microphone. Like, bro, I have the microphone. Like, you can't tell me there's not glass on the microphone, because I have the glass.
I need to. Yeah, glass. We need to. Hey, hold on. Since you brought it up, let's. There may be some people out there. I hope that there's a lot of people out there that haven't seen this geniusness. Hold on just 1 second. Let's just do it to everybody.
Oh, there's 300 people that see this. There's that's about 300 people saw this dude. Yeah.
It's great. It is.
What do you do? Well, the next thing to do is to recreate it exactly.
Exactly like
Exactly.
Candace
Exact-
describes it.
Exactly. You're gonna do it
Yeah.
exactly same way, but you're not gonna have the right microphone. You're not gonna have the right explosives. You're not gonna have the right
not gonna have-
device. Yeah. So it's exactly like it, other than not being
It's
at all
different.
like it.
It's about
Yeah.
like Larry the Cable Guy. He's like, he dated that girl that looked just like Angelina Jolie, except she was shorter, fatter, and not so pretty in the face.
How Candace Owens claims it happened. So we're going to do that today. All right, my friends, we are out here in the field. I've got everything clear and ready to go. I've got the mannequin behind me, got the Rode mic all set up.
Guys, I don't expect this to change y'all's mind anyway. I just want to make sure everybody's seen this hilariousness.
And ready to go. We are about
Spoiler alert, it's a boy.
to field test this and, put this theory to the ultimate test. I've got the microphone set up on the mannequin. The only thing left to do is to see what happens. Let's give it a shot.
I had to pick the one that was just the preview. God.
We got Honey Dude on that, bro. That was some
Oh,
dramatic.
man.
I got it. His dramatic music is on point.
Yeah, I know it. He
He's
does.
got
He's
he's
got
got
that
the-
part figured
He's
out.
got the yeah.
Oh, let's see here. I got to show that. All right, here we go. Where's it at? I played this before. I love where he goes through point by point and proves that both alleged challengers are both Tylers, and that it's artifacts that makes one look like a rectangular tailpipe and the other one look like, four individual. Like, oh my God, it's the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
To a very
All right, let's
special
see.
fact.
Let me just
Oh,
skip
you're
it forward.
making
and-
my head hurt even hear this dude's
I know,
voice.
mine too. Mine's
like-
already starting to hurt.
Look at the front of this
But it
microphone.
actually
It's clearly plastic.
And what
Yeah, he even squeezes it. Like, dude, you're such a retard. Yo, I did it. I said the R word. Whoops.
would be the outcome? What would be the residue? What would be the remains? What would be left for forensics? So let's find out. Let's find out.
Man, this guy's-
Anybody but believes this idiot could
I just wish he had jorts on. That'd be the only thing.
I know
that
it.
would make this better. If he
I
brought,
guarantee you, he's got that long shirt on. He's covering some crack up. I guarantee you he is.
I know he has a pair of jorts. If he would have just
Yeah.
wore the jorts for this, then I would have gave it a thumbs up. But
What's he doing? I think he's lighting the fuse right now.
he's lighting up the M80 firecracker because that's how they set it off. It was a very, the Israeli pagers. They actually had
Yeah.
Mossad agents in the
They had
pockets. of
long
each one of
fuses.
the Hezbollah. They were following behind the Hezbollah, lighting the fuses on their pagers before they set them off.
All right, my friends, I am rocking, ready to go. It is so freaking hot out here, guys.
I got my
But
M80.
I've got the microphone set up on the
Oh,
mannequin,
me.
white T-shirt, everything one would expect to field test this thing. So the only thing left to do is to see what happens.
Except for PETN and except for an actual shape charge,
Yeah.
and except for.
Let's give
Hey,
it a
bro.
shot.
He got the hottest M80 he could get at the fireworks stand.
M100, buddy.
Yeah. Both. Oh, that was definitely. I mean,
Did you hear it? It just said,
both. Both.
and look, I told you, he's a boy. I didn't
nailed it.
see 10% of that amount of fire out of those Hezbollah pagers. I don't think I seen 2% of that amount of flame and fire.
It's yeah, apples and
It's
oranges
so
again.
stupid. That proves it, John.
I mean, I guess I should just shut up shop then. I mean,
Shut up and go home.
he's just killed it.
Ah,
He done faxed me. I
I
got
know.
faxed.
I wish it could have been by somebody smarter, dude.
Golly, his neighbors must love him.
Uh,
He's got that super slow mo.
what I'm wanting to show is when we get up there and how the whole entire microphone case is still intact.
And it's just melting.
Just melted because it's plastic. Oh, shit. I hope everybody else finds this as funny as I do. It's just ridiculous.
Bless his heart, though. You know,
I'm telling you.
you got to make content somehow. It's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know how he knew that I drool though. He must have talked to my wife or something.
That one kind of pissed me off when I seen that. When I seen that thumbnail, I was like, "You got to be shitting me!" Like why?
I think
Come
he can
on,
show
show
it
me.
one more time.
Yeah, one more time.
Another. Run it
It's
again.
a boy. It's a boy. It's a boy. It's a boy. It's a boy. All right, here we go. Look at this, guys. Look, look, look. Oh, and he even used the wrong clip.
Well then.
Bro.
That whole
There
microphone's
you go,
there.
ladies and gentlemen.
It probably still works.
That's what happens with an exploding microphone.
Except the microphone didn't explode.
Yeah, bless his heart. He'll be all right.
Oh my God, I tell you what.
I don't take nothing like that personal, but you know.
Oh, there's no way you could. He'd have to be a whole lot smarter than that to start taking it personally.
But don't tell me it ain't glass. Like when I got the glass, like I set it ablaze.
Yeah.
Got it red hot. Like it's glass, bro. Trust me.
Yeah. And you know, it's like I said, okay, I don't know what the actual technical, literal chemical compound is that went into whatever's wrapped around that thing. And if you want to get technical and it's not, you know, technically glass, it is definitely something glass-like. So,
Yeah.
you know, for him to say, you know, plus he talked to probably a sales rep.
That's his emails.
Asked him what they're made of.
No, we've never used glass.
No.
All right, bro. I guess I just got a one-off then. I got that.
Yeah, I got a one-off.
I got that Chinese knockoff where they used, you know,
It's hilarious.
chemically tempered glass on the face of it. You know
We
that thing, that microphone still works, bro. I put it back together after I've done tromped on
Yeah.
it, and
They're paying him. Look, he's got it on his YouTube channel. You know,
I did the
they're a
same.
sponsor.
I did the same thing. I did a video of it. I did a video of all the shrapnel, and it showed up where I could do that. I was like, yeah, I mean, it seems like this is good advertising for Rode. I'm gonna put out something maybe just to motivate somebody to buy one. I ain't got that check yet, though. I'm sure
You ain't
somebody's
got that
gonna be
check yet?
Yeah, somebody's gonna be like, yeah, this guy talking about these microphones exploding. I think I might buy one. They seem like they're pretty high quality. But I will say, after I abused my Rode microphone, it is still working. I hooked
It is still working.
and it's still working. I've done, you know, broke it up, took it apart, and demonstrated, done all sorts of dumb stuff.
Can't kill it, huh?
Can't kill it. So Rode, hey, look right here. I got your microphone right here too. Look at it.
Yeah.
Oh, sponsorship, Rode, maybe.
Yeah, sponsorship.
You never know. Advertising, you don't know what works anymore. I mean, there's what do they say? There's no such thing as bad publicity. So
yeah. Oh yeah, and remember what he said? He said Rode was gonna sue you for saying that somebody bought free and clear a microphone and decided to turn it into a bomb. Rode's gonna sue you over that.
I'm waiting for that Aussie of his surfboard to show up and hand me my papers. And just like, oof, got me, bud. Sorry.
What the hell?
You're gonna take me for everything. Everything I got, Rogue is gonna take me to the cleaners.
I've made a fair amount of content just over this dude right here.
I'm a Rogue customer now.
Yeah,
Come on now. I got 2 Rogue mics right here, 3 Rogue mics. So
I got a Rode mic. I got a Rode mic here somewhere.
Yeah, see, I done bought more stuff than that guy. So he bought that little cheap Go mic with the plastic front on it. So I bought the expensive stuff, Rogue. So you don't need to go suing me. I'm a customer. It'd be bad publicity. It's not the type of thing you want.
I was in a space or listening to a space the other night. And I can't remember who it was, but it was a fairly prominent, YouTube person. I mean, ex creator, and they were talking about how retarded it was. I have done, the audio visual and all that, and the first thing you're going to do is a sound check. And as soon as that thing didn't work, you'd be like, "Hey, this one don't work. I need another microphone." And there goes your bomb. Like, dude, this is people talking this shit that have never even took the time to watch a video.
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea is the microphone is part of the device. Like you
Yep.
need that thing to work. It's just like
Yep.
if
I
you just
wanted to jump in there, but Gary was hosting it and he's got me blocked.
people just don't think very much, man. It's just
No.
it's just like the news thing is like, why hasn't the defense used this as evidence? Like, if this was such true evidence, why hasn't the defense used it? I don't know, because they're incompetent. Like, that's a dumb argument. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what are we expecting the Apaches, the defense? Like, do we have a history of Apaches getting good defense? Like, no. All we have is them.
We
getting
don't have
worse.
a good history of them ever making it past the first.
Exactly. They either get smoked or taken out, or they get the worst defense possible. That's what happens. And you're like, and
Right.
that's your biggest issue. If Candace was bringing up real facts, why hasn't the defense even used it? Why
Yeah.
not? Why aren't they bringing it up? I don't know, because they're patsy defense, bro. That's what they do. Like, it's every example that we ever have of it. That's what happens. And you're expecting this to be like some special circumstance.
Ask Joe Brown. You know who Judge Joe Brown is, don't you? Ask him. He'll tell you
Yeah.
all about Martin Luther King.
Like, the government's going to be like, oh, we almost had Tyler, but he got that crack defense.
Yeah, but he
team.
got that good lawyer.
Just took us to the washer. They just
Yeah.
unveiled everything, our whole plot. We almost got away with it if it wasn't for that
What,
crack
them
defense
kids?
team. Come on.
Oh, look, I got a couple super chats here. I think a couple of them are questions and comments. So this one here, Kay Kirkland, yeah, she said you packaged up her products that are coming from Blue Mountain Farm this week.
Yeah, I
patiently waiting.
literally do the packaging like a little
Yep.
OCD over there, but I do make
You ever put like
mistakes.
little notes and stuff in there? Thank you. Or
Yeah, the wife has little notes for each type of package that we put in there, and they get a
oh,
little
that's cool.
I get a little card. We try to make it personally. Everybody that buys from us is part of the Blue Mountain family, so we take
I've got
care
to
of y'all.
order something sooner or later for the wifey, especially. I hadn't done
And
it
we
yet.
ain't perfect. We make mistakes, but you just holler at us and we'll take care of it. We treat you like family. So.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Can't wait for my face product, she said. Let's see. There was oh yeah, cheers from Australia. I love the international folks. We got several Aussies and several people that join me all the time.
Hey, in defense of Matt, I think there was a shot
Yeah.
taken from the roof too. I just
Exactly.
I'm not
Exactly.
certain that it was that roof, and I'm
Or
certain
that guy.
and I'm certain that it wasn't with a 45 to 49 inch Mauser with a big old scope on it.
Right. Right. So I have, and look, this all goes back to the whole fold AR. I mean, that is a possibility, even though I've not seen anything that directly says, yeah, it was a fold AR. But I could go down there to my gun cabinet right now and drag one up here right now that shoots a 30 caliber bullet all day long. 300 blackout.
308, bro.
This
or
one's a 300 blackout.
Yeah,
It's got a 7.5-inch barrel on it.
yeah.
I could literally, if I had on just a long sleeve t-shirt, I promise you I could make that thing not be seen to get up there on the roof. Especially if I had on clothes that were, baggy in the least, I could easily get that up there. So,
And if I'm gonna
there's
be-
just no telling.
If I'm gonna be real, if you just played the sound of that for me, you say, which 30 caliber round did you just hear? I would say I heard a 300 blackout, not subsonic, a supersonic 300 blackout. That's what it sounded like.
Not
It
a
didn't
30
sound,
6.
it did not sound. The 30-06 is howls. Whoa,
Yes.
whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
It's like the loudest thing you've ever heard.
It
Like
sounded like a large caliber, but it didn't sound like a,
my neighbor shoots 223, 308, and 30-06 occasionally.
and you can tell the
And
difference.
bro, I don't even flinch with the 223. I'm like, what was that? 308. I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty. That 30 off 6 I'm like, golly.
He done broke out the real shit.
Oh, the cannon.
Yeah. And honestly, it's weird because there's not just a ton of difference ballistics wise between the two. Like if you look at the speed, there's like 200, 300 foot per second.
Because you're not
But
reaching out that far. Yeah. If we were talking like 200 yards plus, like you start to see bigger speed difference. But man, at the distance we're talking about, there's just
I'm
not
a
a
308 fan.
Yeah, there's not a lot of difference. That's why people don't shoot 30 off 6 anymore. It's too much round. It's just too much for what
don't
people
need
are.
it.
Yeah, so ain't nobody shooting from that far. And if you're a well placed shot, you're gonna take your target down with 308. You don't need all that. I mean, look,
power. I can do it subsonic, but I can do a 220 grain. In that 300 blackout,
that's a thumper. It's going to hit hard. Yeah,
it is going to hit hard. But you know what? I can shoot it without earplugs. I can shoot it with one hand. Yeah, I can even put a can on it, and all you hear is a little pow. That's it.
It probably shoots pretty flat too.
It does.
Yeah.
Now you start getting out 300 yards, you start having to compensate a little bit.
But that's further than that's beyond the purpose.
I slapped one together, no shit, with just a standard 16-inch. It was a heavy no, it wasn't. This one was standard 16-inch AR barrel, stainless steel. Put that thing together, walked outside, had 3 hand-loaded shells that I had made. Walked outside, popped them in there, sat down, and just propped up. Shot about 60 yards. First one's ever out of the gun. First time I'd ever loaded any 300 blackout. Mickey Moused it. 3 of them right in the same hole.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway. But there is a big difference. To me, I never thought it sounded like a 30-aught. You can only kind of go so far with that. You know what I mean? Like everybody's got an opinion on what it sounded like. I hate to be that guy, but
I'm listening to cell phones.
Yeah.
And the best audio I got is from that Canon camera.
But usually that 30-06 is just
so loud.
On and on.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if we got anything else here we need to. Okay. Guys, I need my fellow homies in recovery. Look at Brian Harpo's eyes in that video. Why does he look so high? I have an eye for these things. Which one, Heather P? Are we talking about the like Sean Ryan or
oh, that's Sean Ryan, dude. I watched that again, and I was like, that dude seems so sketch. Like he just like, like he was just making it up
the first time.
He was making it up like he was going along. You know what I mean? Like started telling the docs we were talking about what drugs to give them, what drugs to pump in them. But like, what are you talking about, Brian? Like you are not telling the doctors what drugs to give.
And the son of a bitch that literally just had his protectee killed in front of God and everybody says whenever, they had enough medical professionals in there, I went and guarded the door. Oh, I bet they felt so much safer with you standing there.
And then, before that we spent a intensive amount of time looking at it. We knew every shot that could be taken that day. We took the shot. Like, did you take the shot, Brian? Did you mean to say that? We took the shot. I mean, did you really look at everything? He's like, look at this text. They said they had it covered. Like, they said they had it covered, but they didn't say anything about the Lucy building roof.
He asked
about it. Like,
so it wasn't. So he made it sound like he purposely made it sound like that was a message to him. He didn't say he texted. He didn't say he texted him. He didn't say that he texted Dan. He made it seem like it was his text message. But then, yes, he makes it sound like the dude said, yeah, I'll cover everything. No.
Yeah.
He asked him specifically about them on that one walkway or up there on top.
That was behind them. Yeah.
Right. So they couldn't throw rocks down.
And guess what? They had it taped off and had
exactly. He said, can you either block it off or allow us access? And he said, I got you, dude.
Yeah. I got you covered. It's like,
doesn't mean okay. We got every roof on the place.
Hey guys, we don't have to look at any.
We don't have
to. They got us covered. They got the whole area covered. It says it right here. You see that? Got it covered.
We're just gonna take tomorrow off.
Ain't my fault. It's just I'm gonna chew Mentos and sit here and look at the left of the crowd and not put my head on the swivel at all. That's the other thing that was bothering me is like there was like 2 security guards that were actually looking around. The other ones are like just looking at in one direction or another.
Yeah.
And Cutler was just sitting there like, eye gazing Charlie
Yeah.
like he was just waiting for him to blow up at any moment.
I know.
It's just like, bro, that is weird. You know, what I
I've
mean?
never seen a security guard outside the barrier looking
With
at
his
the
hand on the rail, like he's
protectee.
ready to jump over it, like a grin on his face, like,
Yeah,
bro,
he was ready. He was done.
super
He was
creeper vibes, super
Yeah,
creepy.
he
And then
was.
he gets over his body and he's like, hey. I'm like, what is wrong with this
You know,
dude?
in baseball where you got to kind of load, and get ready
Yeah.
to. Well, that's what he was doing. He was loading. He was ready to jump over that and take off towards that table.
Yeah,
That's what it looked like anyway.
yeah,
In hindsight.
yep. Super,
No, it's crazy.
super sus. Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Great info. Thank you. 2 comments. I don't think Frank was supposed to be in the SUV, which is why he climbed into the back and why his
Yeah,
story keeps changing.
that-
I don't
that
think
is-
he was either.
I think you're 100% correct. That is very good insight. And I think that Frank got himself in too deep. And maybe Frank was the one trying to jump out of the SUV when he started seeing what was going on. He was like, I don't want to be a part of this. Y'all need to let me go. I'm a Christian. I was here to pray for Charlie. Y'all are shoving bullets in his flesh and cutting his shirt off and hiding microphones. Like, I ain't with this. I'm in too deep, y'all. I'm in too deep.
I'm in too deep. I didn't sign up for this.
Because now he's just like a deer in headlights every interview. Like you see all his face. Like he's
and
just
he gets loud and he's like, no, it didn't contradict it, and he tries to explain why what he said doesn't contradict what they said. No, you said there was no CPR given, buddy.
And then the more he talks, the more it just contradicts his previous story, everybody else's story. You know what I mean? Like it just none of it makes sense.
Well, and he
got himself right in the middle of that necklace. Like, bro, if I would,
why?
If I would not, even if they handed me that necklace, I would never mention it. You know what I mean?
Never.
Like the necklace is a death cross. You know what I mean?
Never.
Like Erica Kirk hanging that thing out of the SUV, that's going to be her downfall. You know, like when people realize what's going on, they're like, "Oh my god!"
I'm looking forward to that.
She was holding
episode.
The key piece of evidence out the window and wearing it across her neck, and talking about how Charlie's dried blood was on it, and she knew that it was like blown off by a microphone that was rigged with explosives. Like this heartless bee, how could she? Like it's.
I don't know if you've heard him. I don't know if you heard that or heard him say that, but Barron said that he can absolutely 1,000%, no doubt, prove that necklace that she has got is not the necklace he was wearing. So I'm interested to hear about that.
Yeah,
wouldn't surprise me because I think there's some serious shit going on with that necklace.
Yeah, dude, it was a psychological operation to make us not want to talk about it. Is the grieving
the whole bottom end of it's probably melted off or something.
The grieving widow's, memento of her husband. Don't you dare bring that up. You know what
along
I mean?
with his cell phone, his jacket, his pants, everything.
Yeah, it's again just another layer of
crazy
of manipulation.
Let's see.
Yeah, there was absolutely right.
Yep. And I'm sorry, I should have said thank you, Jeanette, for the $10 super chat. Heather, obviously, thank you for your super chat. Thank everybody for those. I don't know. I'm
see, everybody's remembered this. Everybody, all you Fed sloppers need to look at this. These regular everyday people, they remember all these little details. We may hear about it once, but that's all it takes is that one little slip of you telling the truth coming out, and we never forget it. And then you can say that lie 1,000 times. You can pay Officer Tater, and you can bring,
Talmud Tater Tot Tatum.
You can bring the CIA guy out of his Maserati coming up, and you can have the Benny Johnson or whatever his name is. You can bring the whole line of Fed slop influencers up, and they can all parrot the same exact words, but we're not going to believe a word of them because what we're going to remember is that one time the truth slipped out, and it's sticking in our head because it doesn't match up with everything you're telling us. And this is another example of it. The bomb threat that cleared out the hospital, right? And now we know the hospital was pre-loaded. They knew before Charlie was shot that Charlie was going to be showing up. Like you can't explain any of this away unless they knew that something was going to happen to Charlie that day. And now all of a sudden, when you put those pieces together, the Cutler eyeballing them, with his hand on the rail waiting for it.
Yeah.
And then, Harpole sitting there with his arms crossed, and then like a gunshot goes off, and he just turns around all cool and
Yeah,
calm.
yeah,
and he
yeah.
looks that way, like, you know what I mean? Like, not shocked at all. He's just springing into action.
Yep.
It all makes sense. Like
Yep.
when the pieces come together, people aren't going to take the puzzle back apart. They're
That's
always
the
going to
problem
know.
is that's the problem is they're, yes, a fairly loud but very small group of people that are just full of shit and just talk it all day long. But at the end of the day, you know, there's thousands, tens of thousands of us, and you know, that's the whole thing about it. Each one of us, you know, remembers, keeps a detail like that. And that's the whole thing is this ain't dying, this ain't going away, and everybody keeps sharing back and forth day in and day out. And that, like you said, that is going to be their downfall. Yep, that is exact, because I mean, honestly, I had forgotten about that, or I hadn't thought about it in a million forevers. So, you know, yeah, very, very, very true. So then it's just a question of, did the bomb guy know that Charlie Kirk was going to be there, or did the whole hospital know that Charlie Kirk was coming?
Yeah.
You know, probably just the bomb guy, but still, at the end of the day, I mean, you
And
got.
it's just layers. You know, they supposedly had a guy going around to all the hospitals looking for Charlie too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, where they're living or whatever. It's just like
Yeah.
just layers of misinformation to detract you from the reality that they
Well,
had a pre-selected spot to
That's
take
what I
Charlie.
keep saying about all the suspicious things that happened there that day. I mean, if you sit there and analyze all the thousands of clips, you know, all the footage that's out there, you see so much that looks shady and looks suspicious, like somebody's doing something. But at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of that was planned. You know, the more things you give people to look at, more rabbit trails they've got to go down, you know, it kind of steers them away from whichever one is the correct one, I guess. I'm family, woohoo.
Yeah, Blue Mountain
There you
family. Yes,
go.
you are.
That's right. Kirkland, K. Kirkland. Watch the cute video of you both. Yeah, they got some good videos, guys. Y'all go check out their YouTube channel. I love the way you love your wife. You look at her with such love. Men need to learn from you. There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for the super chat, K. Kirkland. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. I do love my wife.
Yes. Oh, Lord. You know, I used to watch that guy so much. So many people in the last 10 months have just absolutely
Dude, so many people I had so much respect for. It's
I
just
know,
like all of a
because
sudden they
they were
seem
big
like
on the election thing and all these things that I cared about. And then all of a sudden when this happens,
just one by one, and then they all start to sound the same. And you're like, well, how's this dude that seemed like so up and up, that had all these unique ideas, you know what I mean, that expressed himself so uniquely, now all of a sudden with this one subject, he's saying the exact same thing as all these other people that have like lost my respect. Like, why can't they give them different scripts? Why do they all have to say
exactly,
the
you
same
would
thing?
think AI could spit out some variations.
It's just so obvious. You know, they have the same talking points, they use the same verbiage, they attack at the same time. It's like the same day they all post the same thing. It's like, golly, it's like, I understand you're not in control of what you do now, but you should at least be like, hey, handler, you know, maybe you give me like some liberty to write what I really think about it, or use my own words.
As long as I get the point across, let me word it.
Yeah, because it would make it a lot more believable. When they all say the same exact thing on the same morning, you're just like, I don't know about that. That sounds
you get these some bitches all straight out of the courtroom, out there in the parking lot, you know, been out of there 3 minutes. High definition, 4K, clear as day.
I seen the sweat coming off his brow. I seen the veins
pad
in
on
his
his finger depressing as he pulls on the
Come
trigger.
on, man.
Benny Johnson was the worst. It was just
his wife in the
ridiculous.
background, like,
I know, just like, oh my God. Oh my God, I'm never going anywhere with this fucker again.
Well, I wonder what he's lying to me about. That's what she's thinking. I was like,
Yeah,
I've heard this type of talk before. Was he lying to me then?
Exactly. That's a lying son bitch, you know, and I never really thought that in particular about him, but by God, I do now. So,
man, they couldn't offer me. They could offer me all the money in the world. I just couldn't do it. Like, it
look
ain't
how
worth
stupid they look, though. To the general public, look how ridiculous they look. I mean, Gary Melton makes an ass out of himself every day. I
Do
mean,
you
what
know,
does it matter whether it's her kids or not? I mean,
yeah, and he was one of the first ones. I filled the FBI report out right after I figured this out. And like that night, it weighed on me. I was like, wow, I think this is really what happened. I filled the FBI report, not expecting anything. I was like, man, I don't think the FBI are going to do anything about it. It's like who does seems pretty level headed and honest. I was like, that ginger dude. He seems pretty level headed and honest.
yeah.
And I literally left a comment on his YouTube about it. And that's probably right the day after Feds called him, like, hey, Gary, we got a contract for you, $150K. We just need you to toe the line. And he's been different ever since. Like, I'm sorry I did that to you, Gary. I really do apologize for you.
Yeah, it's like it's like
I feel responsible somehow for your downfall, and I'm sorry.
It's all good. Look, Mitch Snow tried to super chat old Valhalla, which he's coming around.
Yeah.
But
I like Nate.
Stuff.
Nate's a good dude.
I do too. Yeah. I think. Look, I'm convinced that whole thing with Mitch. I think he got roped into.
Yeah.
I think now that he's looked back, I think all things considered, I don't think he ever would have touched that.
Yeah,
but I could be wrong, and everybody's got their opinion. But when
everybody makes mistakes, bro, and I don't mind. I love it when people disagree with what I think, but it's just as long as I think they're honest about it, right?
Yeah.
But when I hear you just towing a line and you're just repeating what everybody else is repeating, I know you don't really believe it, and nothing of substance is going to come from any discourse.
When you provide an alibi that says this proves she was with her kids and not at Fort Huachuca by sending a picture of somebody that does not appear to be her kids, and then you later come back and say, what does it matter if it's her kids?
Yeah, come on. That just... And I don't even care about the Fort Huachuca thing, dude. That's like irrelevant, man. Yeah. Like, doesn't matter. But you know what made it matter is how they freaked out about it. I was like, I didn't care about it, but I saw how much they freaked out about it. I was like, that's probably something to it because they're just making a big old deal about it,
Yeah, we'll find out more about that. Little Bird told me that ain't over with yet.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and you know how she does, so it's likely that she's not. It says prosecutors filed bind over brief. I don't know exactly what that is. We'll have to talk to Greg about that one, unless you know. Claim probable cause, urge judge for trial of Tyler.
Yeah, I've seen that brief. It's just more of what they always do. It's just like him going up there claiming that they had a video of him dead to rights. You know, climbing over the rail, putting a rifle together and shooting, from the sniper's perch. We see him take the shot. Well, to take a shot, you'd need to see a rifle. And I don't think anybody's produced a single frame to think like, that's a rifle. Like
to me, it literally looks like a cat turned into a litter box. That's what it looks like.
We get like a blur line. The best someone could do is like, that could be a rifle. I'll take that. That could be a rifle. But anybody
that's what Bagley said. He was like, with all my years of experience, it was something long and stiff and dark and, there was people in my chat making all kinds of dirty jokes.
Bro, he could have been fishing, bro. He could have been out there, he's going to get his line wet. And
maybe he was going to sweep.
He took a wrong turn. He ended up on a rooftop. And he was like, you know what? I don't think there's a pond around here. I need to turn around and jump off the roof over here where this camera can see me.
And it would be that funny if a kid's
I'm not going to go jump over the rail that I jumped over that no one saw me do.
Well, he gets up there and all of a sudden he hears a gunshot and thinks, are they shooting me?
I'm gonna go jump off that high wall over in the corner where the camera can see me real good. I'm not gonna jump off this other wall over here that's closer that the camera couldn't see me because that doesn't seem logical to me. I want to jump in the parking lot where all the cars are and the camera is.
That's why he's a patsy.
Yeah,
that's why he's a patsy. That route was planned to the T.
Yeah, and it's funny how the clearest image we get of him, where he actually may look like the dude, this is right when he's on the edge of the camera. Like it's blurry all the way to the point where he's on the edge of the roof. And all of a sudden we get like a clearer view of this dude when he G.I. Joe's down the wall. Like,
I hate to even call it this, but I was watching a clip from the Charlie Kirk show. I can't even hardly say it, but anyway, they were showing, they were talking about how ridiculous this video that she dropped is, and that how it doesn't prove anything, and blah blah blah.
It's the very video that they were coming and telling us to prove everything. Like, golly, y'all can't keep your story straight. Like, this is the video that you said
what just
everything.
happened. Keep talking.
Like, you're like, how are you going to go from we've seen everything undisputed proof of high definition, and then we see the actual video that they're talking about, and they're like, it just doesn't prove anything. This is irrelevant. Like, it doesn't show anything. It's proven that
Prove anything.
it's proven that the microphone couldn't be the case. Just blanket it, and you can tell by how hard they're going on it that it has them spooked, because they have to know by now that she's not going to show you the banger. You know what I mean? She's going to show you the bench warmer. Like, you just got the bench warmer and you're freaking out over the bench warmer. When you see the banger video, like, they're going to lose their mind. Like, they're trying to seize her computers over the bench warmer. Like, they're going to completely melt down when they see the banger, because the banger, they're not going to be able to explain. Like, she's letting them just play their cards on
Oh,
this
look,
bench.
they done turned Lisa nose loose. I mean, she was like, the only way she could have got this is for somebody to have smuggled a phone in.
It's
And I got in the
somebody in
comment,
the court. It's somebody in the courtroom.
I said, are you that retarded? I was
They
like,
had
they
their
were
meta
getting on to
glasses.
people for turning their head sideways, like literally, not even completely behind them. They turned their head, they'd get on to them. But somebody, smuggled a phone in their ass into the courtroom and then somehow got it out, held it up, and recorded a screen. And you can't even say definitively that that is a recording of a screen. I see no edge or borders of a TV screen.
Yeah.
And you're saying because of this, couldn't she be arrested? Is she not being investigated? Like,
Yeah.
oh my God. Talk about a stretch.
I mean, I remember the AP releasing the video. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, so the Associated Press can release a video of it and no problem. But
She
somebody
was like,
else,
how is she not in jail? And I was like, the same reason that Glenn Greenwald is not in jail for publishing Edward Snowden stuff.
yeah, it's rules for thee, but not for me.
Oh, definitely. Amelia, thank you very much for the super chat. Hey, John, just ordered some tallow sunscreen. Can't wait to try it. And could you explain your thoughts on the shot you believe that was taken and where it went? So impressed with your work. And I've been meaning to ask you, did you do anything with that ballistics gel yet? I got that 300
Oh
black out
yeah,
waiting on you.
I need to melt it, bro. It's just I have it in a torso form right now. I need to melt it down to a block for you. But I've been so busy. But I'm
Just
definitely gonna
whenever
get that.
you get ready, dude. I know you got a lot
I'm
going
gonna
on.
I'm gonna get it done for you. I promise. I was almost about to buy a new block and send it to you, and I was like, "Ooh, I got that."
I
other
bet it's
block.
not. I bet it's not cheap.
It's not cheap. It ain't cheap. And I got a big block of it. I just got to get back into shape. But regardless, thank you for buying the sunscreen. It's one of our favorite products. Just good old simple, like none of the paraffins or any of the fragrances and everything. I hope you love it. And the shot, from the data I have, it is somewhere in between. Now we can only infer what the speed of the bullet is, but we know from when the mock cone passes by from the muzzle blast, the delta in between those two, using the kind of velocities of your 30 caliber projectiles, be it a 300 blackout, a 308, or 30 off 6, it's going to be somewhere in between 124 meters to 154 meters. So like a 30-meter discrepancy of where it could come from. It definitely came from an elevated position, but I can't say for sure which direction it came from. So if you look at the Google Maps and kind of map out a circle of 124 to 154 yards around that courtyard, there's a few rooftops that it could have come from. So we can't say for certain what rooftop it's come from. Something that just almost instinctively, I had a dream, and I know this sounds crazy, but I had a dream
Sound like Candace talking now.
that the shot came from a stationary object that looked like a piece of equipment, be it an AC or something like that. Like it was a metal box that looked like an AC, and it had one of those, the actuated mounted rifles on it. And that's what took the shot in my dream. And that could just be my brain trying to explain all the data that I've looked at. But if it was me and it was my operation to run, that's what I would do. I would have the rifle in the most inconspicuous spot and put people that are just basically noise in areas all over to make it seem like is the shooter here, is the shooter there, is the shooter anywhere, and everyone's looking for the person running off the roof with the rifle, when in reality the rifle was sitting there the whole time and stayed there, and they didn't have to worry about it being found because it looked like a big AC condenser. As far as where the shot went, as much as I don't like the idea of it because it just seems so wild to me,
I didn't like it either.
I can't deny the data that that van was in a position that was within line of sight. The van had a bunch of Pelican boxes in the back of it that were stacked haphazardly. The characters of UVU were acting so suspicious around the van, blocking the view of it when they had cameras that would come up to it, closing it whenever Charlie got by it. And then you had people doing signals around the back of the van right before the shot goes off. And the van door opens up literally seconds before the shot goes off and then closes right after it. So just that visual evidence combined with the frequency that I detected, which is a 4940 hertz frequency, which was just a freak frequency, like a whistle that was right after the Mach cone passes, this whistle tones out. And I've triangulated it to the area of the van, and it was just kind of a freak frequency until I found that when a 30 caliber rifle or 30 caliber projectile impacts ballistic gel, the size hole it creates and the cavitation that it causes in the ballistic gel basically creates a whistle that makes that exact frequency. And I found every example of a 30 caliber impact to ballistic gel, it makes that exact frequency for the amount of tone that I see, for the, everything matches. So the only thing that I can kind of reconcile all that data is that they had a ballistic block hidden amongst the Pelican cases or in a Pelican case in the back of that van. And the person took the shot into the back of the van, and that provided the perfect audio for a 30 caliber impact on Charlie. Because we can see the Mach cone, the muzzle blast all matches. And then that was also used to detonate the device where it was timed perfectly with the rifle shot. So as far as anyone watching it, they hear a Mach cone, they see the shirt puff up, they see Charlie fall over dead. The first witnesses, what they said would have been the truth. Charlie got shot in the chest, it hit his heart, we saw blood come out, he fell over dead. That was like the first three witnesses. That's what they said. There's probably more that we haven't seen that said that exact thing. It wasn't until later that they switched and started saying that he was shot.
That one blonde-headed girl said it was the chest, and then changed it to the neck. Right?
An hour later, came back and said it was the neck. Right. So, if we try to reconcile all that data, we can only assume that the whole plan was to replicate a shot to Charlie's chest with a 30-06. Using that ballistic gel as the means to receive the shot, so the audio would match perfectly. Visually, it would match perfectly because the Mach cone would set the microphone off. The microphone had all the hardware it needed to do the process that inside the microphone. They would only have to wire up the charge to the chipset. And the microphone hardware as it is with a firmware, a custom firmware, would be able to detonate it. And as far as everyone around would see, they would hear a rifle shot, they would see the shirt move, see Charlie fall over dead, it would be the end of it. But
because the way that mic is designed, it is designed so if there is a delay between, say, audio and video, you can go in there and you can adjust that.
It syncs. Yeah, it syncs it up perfect. Yeah, so it has millisecond timing, and I've even gone as far to test the latency of it, and it's within the latency that we see the Mach cone pass to the detonation, to when we get that detonation frequency, kind of erupting from the tent. It's right in the amount of latency we would expect that processor to be able to perform it at. So it's like the hardware matches with the physical evidence that we have. And I think that the factor that unwound it was the shrapnel being lined up with a trajectory that could impact his neck. And that neck wound is what caused, that's why we're all here. We're all here because we saw the neck wound. Like if it wasn't for the neck wound, I think that we wouldn't be talking about Charlie Kirk right now.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, all the bad guys would have to do is literally break out the old 30-06, figure out the distance, and say, okay, this is where this is what the sound does. This is, how long of a delay we need to have where that sound is at its maximum at the tent. This is when it needs to go off and detonate to mask it the most.
Yep. Yeah, because it gives you the explanation to what happened to the shirt, and it also covers the audio of it. And another thing people say, well, why don't you just shoot them? Well, because you don't always die from getting hit, and people miss.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many times have we seen assassination attempts just miss? And they only get one chance to assassinate Charlie Kirk. After that, security tightens up. Charlie's firing his existing team. He has a new team. He's going to be behind Lex. Which
he was trying to do anyway.
Right.
I don't know if you know that name, Mike Fry, but
yeah, he's going to be hard to kill after that. So they got one shot to get Charlie. They have to make it work. And that microphone was just the perfect target opportunity. It's something that he didn't have in his possession most of the time. It had all the hardware needed to accomplish the task. And it was the favorite tool. It was the new, the new golden goose of the most assassinating group in the world, in the history of the world. The people that love assassinating people more than anybody else. Like, it's their bread and butter.
Right. What's more dependable too? Either killing him and having a way to young kid, or trying to find the right young kid to actually pull it off and trust that.
Yeah. And we know by the injuries now how effective it was. Like, Charlie wasn't coming back from that. Like,
no,
that was dead right there. They wanted dead right there, and that's what they got.
Yep. That's exactly what they got. I'm with I have been from day one. I'm with Barron on that. Like, he wasn't leaving there. Not on his feet. Frank was aware. It's why he claimed CPR and explained chest trauma. Yes, I'm sure he was aware, but I don't know that he knew ahead of time exactly what he was getting into when he climbed into that van.
And that's a good point. They could try to say that all their pounding on Charlie was the reason that he had all that chest trauma, but unless they had a gorilla in the car with him, like, that ain't gonna be the case. Like, you need Brock Lesnar in there doing CPR.
Brock Lesnar, there you go. Little hammer fist. I remember him back in the day. I used to watch UFC a lot when he was fighting.
He's a monster.
The whole 20 or 30 seconds, it went from we did CPR to, I guess while he wasn't looking, I decided, I gotta try it.
Yeah. When he was hanging out the door, I snuck in a few pumps on Charlie to try to save his life. That's what it was.
Oh yeah, just a couple pushes. That's all it'll take. That'll bring him back. All right, whoops, wait a minute. Let's see, did I get out of yep, sorry, clicked the wrong one. All right, let's see here. Feeling like dude on the roof was another decoy. Security team observed him, and hey, thank you, Basic. Love having you all the time. Appreciate it. Security team observed him, knew it was time to go. Signals were sent. Harpole activated device. Charlie was taken out, but not by 30-06, fired by Tyler. Yeah. I'm not 100% on the Harpole, whether he had anything to do with it or not, but regardless,
he may have been signaling that everybody was in position.
Yes.
Everybody was where they needed to be. Because if you notice that side where the van was, they were real particular about where everybody was standing. Like, you see people get out of position, like they were real keen to get right back to where they were. And it's not that they were serving some strategic, purpose standing where they were. But like when Harpole got called over by Dan Flood, like he was kind of like panicked to get back to where he was in his little spot that he was. And Frank Turek, like they had him set in a spot that was pretty like set in stone. Everybody seemed to like keep out of the way of that clear line of sight in front of the van. Even the little the redheaded girl that was taking pictures, that just seems to be unbothered by Charlie getting shot. She's just oh well, guess I'll just walk away now.
She was on a camera up close, wasn't she? And then she just kind of.
Yeah, just puts her head down and walks. So it walks off like, oh well, yeah, I guess Charlie's dead now. I guess
God,
I'll go hit Indeed, look for a new job. I won't be taking
it's
pictures of Charlie
crazy.
anymore. Like, whoa, she's cold blooded. Like she didn't even like run or anything, just like calmly walk around the tent.
And then you got then you got Hunter Kozak, and he's up here going, come on. And I'm not saying he did anything wrong or even knew anything was coming, but good Lord, that's two totally different reactions, you know.
Pretty weird. Pretty weird.
All right. Hey, guys, appreciate you joining, new member. We are having a member stream this weekend. What I've been doing is obviously you see the general topic we cover on the regular stream. So come up with something that you want to talk about, and we've done moon landing. We're going to do Bay of Pigs, just free for all, whatever y'all want to do on the member streams. Let's see. We got another one here. Sister Shonda. Appreciate the super chat, Sister Shonda. Always nice to see you. Hey, fellas, don't forget old Jack Hibbs with the honor of presenting the mic to CK to Charlie Kirk on that day. Loving the discussion and work y'all are doing for truth. Hey, I'm just here for the ride. That's all, John. But yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Have you seen those pictures of that?
His pocket bulge.
Yeah.
And that dude was that dude was all over that day. He just seemed to be like in every key position when a photo was taken. Like he
and
was
you
like,
didn't ever see him walking anywhere. He was just all of a sudden there.
Looking at Charlie. He was always just eyes on Charlie. Like, you know what I mean? Like it seemed like he was whatever's his objective was that day, it was in and around Charlie, because he never was outside of the sight of him. Like almost every picture of Charlie was like that dude was in the background. Like, how's this dude he's like, where's Waldo? You know what I mean? He's everywhere. Like, golly.
Where's Waldo? Yeah, but even after the fact, you know, what's his name? Adam Bartholomew, that Life is Driving, you know. I know you know his footage. I mean, he had all kinds of footage with Butch Hibbs in it. He'd point it this way and there'd be Butch Hibbs, and he'd turn it the other way and all of a sudden here come Butch Hibbs, you know.
Where's Butch Hibbs? Oh, there he is. Look at that green plaid shirt.
Yep. And it's weird too. I mean, there may not be anything to it. It could be different cameras, different lighting and all that, but it's crazy. Have you seen different pictures of him where it just looks like almost a totally different person, but definitely a different shirt? Have you seen all that weird stuff?
I'm colorblind, bro.
Okay. That's probably not a bad thing sometimes.
I'm handicapped when it comes into that. Like, don't send me to pick an outfit.
Don't give me a wiring schematic, at least not one in color, right? You better have numbers on there. I'm the same way. I mean, I'm not colorblind, but I start looking at schematics and all the colors start blending anyway. All right, let's see. We got another one here. Let's see. MS what? Harpo's story is not totally off if you consider the emergency room had been emptied. In part, he could be calling the shots. Thank you both for your work. That is a fair point. If there was nobody in the emergency room,
he was kind of like a lacking of details on who the emergency responders were. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He just said the professionals were around, so I stepped out. It was like, whoa, what you got Charlie in the room where, you know, you're waiting for your lined up medical examiner, and then you just step out and guard the room to make sure nobody goes in there and sees.
Make sure nobody gets killed.
That's kind of basically what it sounds like. Sounds like they were like more concerned with making sure nobody saw Charlie than they were saying that people actually were trying to save Charlie's life.
There's been a lot of medical professionals in general, nurses, doctors, emergency room people in general, that have come out and said his story of, we got there, we grabbed a gurney, put him on the gurney, wheeled him in, you know. That would not happen, you know, especially in something like that is obviously a murder of some type. You would want to grab that person as quickly as possible, and anybody that's with him, you would want to send somewhere else. You know, you never know who's done what. So I don't know. If they had a full staff, especially, seems kind of odd that they would put him on a gurney and wheel him into a room.
Yeah.
But if there was, depending on how many people were gone, and if there wasn't anybody to do it, you never know. They might have. I mean, that might have been the plan from the get go.
You
Have a
got
gurney sitting there.
You got to excuse me for a second. I got raccoons that have been killing my chickens, and it's sundown right now. I got to go put them up in the coop. I had to scoop a baby raccoon out of my coop. He was crawling around, getting ready to murder my chickens. And
hey, drop that baby raccoon in with that ballistics gel.
I would have murked this. If it was a grown raccoon, I would have murdered it. I promise.
Them babies are sweet,
though.
It
was so cute, bro. I just couldn't. He got right to my heart. I was like, golly, I can't kill you, little fella. I know you're killing my chickens.
Buddy mine had 2 of them he saved, and I'd put them up there, and then things would just like suck on my earlobes and just sit there and just play with my earrings. They are sweet. Them little babies are sweet. But
but they will murder. Yeah, you just find your chicken feet hung up in the.
If you like eggs, you can't have raccoons around.
So let me go close these chickens up, and I'll be right
back. Oh me. Well, what do y'all think about that, guys? That been pretty good. Let's see. We got another one here. Could Jon comment on the 911? Yeah, one. How do words work? Could Jon comment on the 911 call in the SUV? Yeah, we did talk about that briefly earlier, but as soon as he gets back, we'll definitely run that by him. And Butterbean, what's up? New member. Thank you for joining. I just said it a minute ago, but I'll say it again. So we just do on the member streams, we generally, and I'm doing one this weekend, but we generally do all the other side topics. Right now we're kind of focusing on Charlie Kirk. So if you'll go to my YouTube channel, there is a page. There is a post that addresses the. I'm sorry, I was just reading a text message and trying to talk at the same time. There's a post where I talk about the members streams, and I ask what people want to talk about. If you'll find that post, drop something in there. We'll definitely talk about it. So that's what we've been using. That's what we're going to use the member streams for, is all the little side rabbit trails that everybody wants to go down. Let's see. I don't know how long Jon will be. He's off saving his chickens. Hey, I don't know how many of y'all live in the country, but the struggle is real. It is a real thing. Sorry, guys. Answer a text message real quick. I think that's my wife trying to encourage me to hurry up. But anyway, what y'all think about Stephen Lancaster? Anybody here ever watched Facts Me? I have made all kinds of content off of him, and I could probably just pull a video of his every single day. Good Lord, I'm trying to get to the bottom of the comments. I was going to start.
Belle, my beautiful Jersey cow, was looking at me. She was hungry.
Hey, what about the baby?
Oh, Boosted Bull.
Yeah.
He's good. He's getting bad. He's getting bad. He's going to be fun.
He's going to be fun. I've always heard them Jersey bulls are fun. I've not ever had a Jersey, or been around the Jersey.
They say they're probably the most dangerous bull you can keep. Yep. So I'm all about it. Sounds like a good security device.
There you go. Yep. Sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah. Come on, y'all. Come on back here. Cross that cattle guard. You're going to find out.
Yep. You know how it is. Up around, find out. Rick, Greg is good. We normally do our Friday stream, and I just caught that. They're moving quick. But anyway, we normally do our Friday stream. I talked to him, and I think we're going to do a stream tomorrow. So, we just had to make a slight adjustment. Let me pull this comment back up. It was about the, comment on the 911 call in the SUV.
Yeah, I think
I know we talked about it earlier.
Yeah, I think it's possible that it was one of those crash detection 911 calls from the iPhone.
I'm glad you agreed with me on that, because I didn't.
Yeah. And I got to give a shout. I don't know the person's name, but somebody messaged me about X about it, and they were on point. Like when I researched it, it meets all the criteria that we know. The problem is that Apple, they keep everything secret, so they don't tell you like what specific like criteria have to be matched to trigger that event. But we can look at what has triggered them in the past, and kind of, once you get enough examples of it, you can kind of look at what those people were doing and infer what has to happen for it to
Feel like
kind
the
of trigger it.
microphone qualifies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's I just what was said, like we were talking about earlier, what was said during that, just to me did not sound like a call that was intended to be made. Matter of fact, sounded like another phone call. You know, the whole we got him in the hospital, or we got him. You know, we got him and we're headed to the hospital with him. I mean, they weren't talking to each other. They weren't talking to the dispatch. So who were they talking to? I'm guessing. I mean, the only one that's claimed that they were in contact with him would be Ben Shapiro and his team. So take him at his word. So I don't know. It's definitely weird, but yet at the same time, there's really anything that I could say honestly is weird to me. After almost a year now, nothing surprises me.
Yeah. And Ben did look like he wanted to kill Charlie that one day when Charlie went off script on the phone. He turned little Ben turned a little miniature demon right there.
Yeah.
I was like, golly, like
he's never said who, but he always has talked about how I booked him that interview or whatever the day before. I mean, he said everything but saying he didn't want to talk to Ben Shapiro. But yeah, that was that day before, and he was like, so, you know, we've learned with COVID and this and that and the other, you know, that we really can't rely on the mainstream media, that they lie to us all the time. What are your thoughts, Ben? You know, do you think that we can completely rely on the mainstream media when it comes to their coverage of Israel and Gaza? Or do you think maybe that, and you could see his eyebrows just, I mean, all the way back there, like all the way to his crown. Yep, that was good. That was real good. Yep. Well, I'll tell you what, buddy, it's been almost 2 hours and my wifey's got to go to bed. I could sit here and talk for another 2 hours. But I guess I better get off here, and we don't have any more super chats rolling in right now. So,
well, cool. It's always been
sure
good.
Everybody else could sit here and listen for a while, though, honestly. Whoops. I spoke too soon. Oh my, I thought I was an old woman. He yapped at me once. I had to place him in his lane. No thanks. I'm not sure. Thought this was an old woman. Jeez. Thought this was an old woman. He yapped at me once. I had to place him in his lane. No thanks. Edge, I'm confused. Thank you very much for the super chat. And it's probably not you. It's probably me. Hey, you know, us rednecks, we talk a different language than most folks anyway. So, anyway, buddy, I'll let you go. I appreciate you coming on. We'll definitely do it again soon. So, no, we don't have the audio of the 911 call yet. No, right.
Give it time. Give it time.
Trust me, Jane Seth Rubert, she would not have quoted things that were said on that call if she did not, if she wasn't going to put that call out. I can just assure you. I'm not like a Candace, you know, whatever. I don't just trust it because it's Candace. But over the past year, one thing I've learned is if she comes out with some super crazy allegation, theory, question, whatever, she plans on, showing the receipts at some point. So anyway, John, I appreciate it, buddy. Just whenever you get that, stuff together, let me know. I'll put it.
It's in my way. So I would like to get. I need all the room in my manufacturing spot that I can use. So
whatever.
I might do it tonight. It takes overnight to melt it up. I might just throw it in the roaster and let it melt.
Slow cook that stuff, huh?
That's what you got to do, bro. It takes heat. Golly, it's hard to work with. So,
hey, let everybody know again what your website is.
follow the epicenter.com for all the forensics. I am going to be revamping it here soon. So I'm going to be adding like all my YouTube appearances, and then I'm going to start doing narration on all the videos that I release, because I just released a bunch of stuff that goes right over people's heads, like they don't even really like understand what they're looking at. And I look at it and I'm like, oh yeah, look at that. And I've come to realize,
whoa, and they're like, what?
Yeah, most people don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna start like explaining stuff, and then stuff that I can't put on YouTube or can't show on YouTube, I'm just gonna start uploading videos to followtheepicenter.com. So it's gonna be like a uncensored clearinghouse of information.
There you go.
Yep.
Thank you, Miss Susan, for his.
Look at Blue Mountain Living. That's my YouTube.
Miss Susan's all over it. She always does that.
Man,
I'm telling you, she's good.
forget it. I forget sometimes about the Blue Mountain Living. When we finish our first season, you can kind of see my beautiful wife, my better half, and then kind of where we are, and then we're planning the second season now, so we're going to get a little more in depth, and you get to see behind the scenes episodes. And then if you're interested in what I do day to day to support myself and my family, and work with my beautiful wife, is BlueMountainFarmOK.com. That's our e-commerce website. That's where I'm in our production facility right now. We spend majority of our hours out here making self-care products and fermented beverages for our Blue Mountain family. So
please go buy some stuff. I mean,
anybody that buys
so much good stuff.
Yeah, God bless you all. It's been such great support from everybody. So you've changed our lives, and we're here for you. We're fighting for families and for the health of everybody, because everything's stacked up against us. So we got by little bit, we got to take it back, and we all need products every day to just stay clean and healthy. And we're just trying to make them better and give you a good, clean source of it. And when
everything tries to kill you these days,
dude, it's even if you find a good brand, it's just going to get bought up by Unilever or Procter & Gamble, and then they just start putting right away. They just start putting poisons in it. Yeah, they poison it up right away. So it's
absolutely.
It's a tough go, but we can right the ship. We ain't got to sit back and just take it. We can do the right thing. So. God bless.
Go to his website. Go buy some stuff. He will much appreciate it. He's got a bunch of good stuff on there.
Yeah. Absolutely. God bless everybody. Yep.
All righty. Well, hey, anybody, all the names that I had not seen before, rolling through the chat, I'm going to be severely disappointed if y'all are not subscribed to come tomorrow. So please do that. Please share the video. Me and him do this about once a month. So we'll be back for sure.
Yeah, next month should be interesting. I'll put it that way.
There's going to be more to come between now and then. I can promise you that. So, John, I'll give you a holler. Let me know if you get that gel done, whatever. Like I said, I'm not rushing you, but anytime, just whatever, I'll go out there and shoot it for you.
I got you.
All right,
God bless y'all. Good night.
Yes, sir. God bless. We'll be in touch. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for showing up. Thank y'all for all the super chat. And yes, Kay Kirkland, I do need to buy some stuff. I keep saying that. I've got on there and looked. He's got so much awesome stuff I have yet to order. I guess I need to get my wife to go through there with me so I know what to order. But be there, you're fed. That's right. Yes, hype tomorrow. Please do. All right, guys. I'm going to get off here, go get my kids. It's getting late. Love all y'all, and I will see y'all next time.
When the facts get twisted and the lies